Schools Booster Club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC. Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
Our world is changing, but one thing is the same. We're here for you. In these uncertain times, take comfort in knowing that modern women of America is built for this. We are built to handle uncertainties, and we've weathered many in the past 137 years, including world wars, disease outbreaks, depressions, and recessions. You may have concerns about your financial plan, but you can also have peace of mind. You got this, because you have us.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs, and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Founded by Jesse and Amy McCracken, Rural Pest Solutions is a Cashion-based, family-owned and operated company. Our focus is on providing the highest level of customer service while effectively treating many common invaders, including spiders, ants, roaches, mice, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, and termites. Flexible scheduling and superior customer service are our top priority. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 405-283-6565.
Cashion FBC is a church.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cashion Wildcats touchdown. Hi, Dirk. Oh, thank you. 49 and still kicking.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, check, check.
Check 1, 2, check. Cashion Wildcats.
Seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check.
And help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Legacy Insurance and Financial Services is proud to be on Main Street in Cashion, Oklahoma, supporting our Wildcats while writing business throughout Oklahoma and surrounding states. Legacy agents who share over 40 years of experience will shop many carriers to fulfill all of your insurance and investment needs. We welcome face-to-face meetings, but if your needs require an online virtual relationship, we are versed at those too. Let the team of Chris Gibson, Chris Cochran, Aaron Phoenix, and Christina Branson at Legacy Insurance and Financial Services help you build your own legacy, one you will be proud to live and to leave.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit GoPioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today, 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats! Cashion Shape Up Fitness is locally owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per month, and we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today, 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness.
It's coming through 3 now.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door.
Alright, is it the last one you plug in?
Too late for, I'm sorry for.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Cause you kept cutting the cord.
Dude, I'm just trying to go off. I'm just rolling. That's all I do. I just like, okay, this is how it works now. I'm not trying to. Right.
It's Great American Market, the coolest little boutique you've never heard of. Come see us.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success, brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape.
Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC. Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
Our world is changing, but one thing is the same. We're here for you. In these uncertain times, take comfort in knowing that modern women of America is built for this. We are built to handle uncertainties, and we've weathered many in the past 137 years, including world wars, disease outbreaks, depressions, and recessions. You may have concerns about your financial plan, but you can also have peace of mind. You got this, because you have us.
Hi, Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs, and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
All right, welcome to Cashion Wildcats TV. It's Friday Night Lights live from Alva, Oklahoma, at beautiful Northwestern Oklahoma State University, where your Cashion Wildcats are on the road as the home team taking on the 2-4 Ulysses Tigers. I'm Neiman Abavi. Joining me up here in the beautiful booth is my man Chris Gibson, of course, Drew Baker, and we'll be bringing you the sights and sounds of tonight's interstate battle between Oklahoma and Kansas. And again, it's a great night for football as the Cashion Wildcats are looking good and ready to take the field. We're also the Squirtle game of the week. Adam and Corey and those guys continue to trust us with the statewide game of the week for the Squirtle platform. And we're back again as it is tonight, and we'll try to make sure and keep the homerism maybe low peak, maybe 90%. But we do appreciate all of our fine folks over in the Squirtle family joining us tonight, as well as on Pay Dirt, as my man Drew Baker worked it last Thursday.
You did a great job, by the way.
Yeah, so welcome. Chris, have you ever been to Alva?
I have never been to Alva. I don't think I've watched Alva play some football here or there, watching film.
Okay,
but
never been to
the
Ranger
Gold
Field.
Bugs, right?
Beautiful facility. I mean, it's a fantastic press box. A great field turf here. First impressions, we saw. I tried to point out the Subway and the Pizza Hut, but you were really quick to point out some of the finer other alternatives.
Got a lot of Mexican food joints in this place. I'm going to have to come up here and eat a little bit.
I was impressed. Now, Drew, have you been to Alva before?
Yeah, a few times. Ryan actually took an official visit here his senior year, and then Presley, Pay Us Happy, played basketball here. And
that's right.
I came up here a couple times.
So there's
definitely
a Cashion connection to the Rangers here. So fantastic. They got a great baseball program here. They are 1999 national champions in football. And speaking of champions, Cashion ranked number 1 in the Oklahoma, number 2 in the Tulsa World, and number 3 by the Squirtle groups.
No love from
are
Squirtle.
Looking for their back-to-back Class A state championship. It's a great night. Appreciate you guys joining us. I know a lot of folks probably weren't going to make the 2.5-hour drive up here, so we're pleased to have you, as we've been averaging right around 6,500 folks viewing each game, and appreciate you guys joining us free of charge here on the Squirtle family. So Drew and Chris, in terms of thinking about an out-of-state game, a game against Ulysses, any thoughts, any first impressions from y'all's perspective, and kind of going outside of district to pick up a game here?
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting because we play. I mean, a lot of times the same people you play in district, you've played them for a couple of years, and even in playoffs, you kind of run into the same teams every single year that are usually pretty good. Versus this, like I talked to Shaq before the game, and he said this really simulates. If they make it to the third or the semifinals in the playoffs, the chances are that we're gonna have to go on the road somewhere, and it's probably going to be a 2.5 or 3 hour drive. So this really kind of simulates playing in like a nicer stadium. Not to say our stadium isn't nice, but a college stadium against a team that you've never seen before that's kind of far away. So it was just it's a good experience for them for sure.
Drew, Chris, do you think the same?
I mean, just getting out and getting to play some football every week. A lot of people I've heard, either I'm glad we're getting to play, or wish we had another week off to heal some kids up. I know Shaq's mindset is if there's a night we can play football, we're going to play football. You can't be scared of that injury. You just can't live that way. And he wants his kids to get as many experiences on Friday nights as possible. And I love it I love that. Now, don't get me wrong. If something happens, kid gets hurt, you start to second guess, but you can't live your life that way. Yeah. And Coach Shackelford doesn't coach that way, and I love it.
Well, Chris, the motto in sports, we all played sports at some level or not, but it's like if you play like you're going to get hurt, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get hurt. You just got to go out and go full tilt and have at it. And I think you both bring up a great point in terms of no weeks off. Let's use this to our advantage to grow and get better.
And we saw it last year. We talked about it when we played Stillwater. We were all kind of having that same conversation before that game, and that turned out to be one of the funnest weeks of the season.
It was a great game.
And it really helped you going forward in the playoffs, having that experience in a game that was pretty close going into that fourth quarter.
Even though we were only off a week, it felt like it's been a month since we broadcasted a game.
Hey, and I've been gone.
And you were gone
3
the last
weeks.
One. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. forever.
Glad to have you back, and we'll get our instant replays going again. But it's your Cashion Wildcats. Again, to your point, you guys, we were off last week for fall break, but the prior week to that, October 7th, Cashion Wildcats moved to 6-1 with a 12-0 victory over the Hinton Comets. It was a surprising game as the Cashion Wildcats, again, known for their offense. The 0 on the Hinton side is not a surprise, but the 12 on the Cashion side certainly was. And it wasn't because the Cashion Wildcats weren't short on offense. If you take a look at the game stats, again, 317 total yards. The game was controlled. It was literally the fastest game I've ever been a part of, as Hinton literally controlled the clock with their run game. But Cashion on the stat board definitely dominated. It just didn't happen on the scoreboard where, Chris and we've talked about this all week, 5 of 6 possessions in that first half. Basically falling to a turnover or a turnover of downs inside the red zone. So 3 turnovers in the first half, and then only having 2 possessions in the second half, you get your 2 scores. Kudos to Hinton for essentially being fortuitous, playing to their brand, and really kind of controlling the game.
Yeah, no doubt. What we talked about. Only scoring those 12 points. I mean, you got to give credit to Hinton for they kept us to 12, but. It's kind of an anomaly when, the Cashion Wildcats get in the red zone, they normally get in the end zone.
Yep.
And to get down there 5-6 times and, not score once.
The whole first half was just back and forth all night long. You'd get down to about the pay dirt territory, as we're calling it, and then it'd be a turnover on downs, and it'd go all the way back to the other end of the field, and the same situation would happen. It was just back and forth. I think you said how fast that game was. I think I was sending our third quarter score updates into the Squirtle group when everybody else was calling their halftime scores.
So leading stat guys for the game, the Cashion Wildcats, it was Nick Nabavi with 20 carries, 157 yards. He had 8 tackles. He also led the team in tackles with a run-oriented Hinton offense. And Ben Harmon, pedestrian, 11 for 20 for 143 yards. He did have the 2 touchdowns for Cashion rushing, but it was Hinton who sold out. They sold the devil in terms of stopping the electric pass game between Ben Harmon and Landon Lagasse. They almost triple bracketed Lagasse and basically dared Cashion to run. And finally, Cashion was like, fine, we'll do it, and ended up taking control of the game, going up 12-0 and really not looking back. In terms of kind of overall as well, we had Landon Lagasse, 2 catches for 33 yards. Mason Manning, he was the leading receiver, 83 yards. No touchdowns for either receiver, which is probably, I can't remember the last time Cashion did not have a wide receiver with a touchdown. It's been a few years.
Of one either.
In terms of just some season stats before we break down the Tigers, the visiting Tigers, for the first 7 games, again, last couple weeks against Hinton was definitely an anomaly, as Cashion has been averaging 39 points a game, only giving up 17, a lot of that in mop-up time. 479 yards per game, ridiculous, only allowing 248. Turnover margin +4, and Cashion's definitely been controlling the time of possession. That does not add up to 48 minutes, but those are some rounding errors in there involved.
I don't think time of possession stat is high on the priority list for the Cashion Wildcats.
It's about scoring and scoring defense, but certainly a good situation for the Cashion Wildcats, again, as they moved to 6-1, or on top of district play. Again, the Cashion Wildcats sitting at 3-0 in district. Have the margin of points tied with Tonkawa, who's also 3-0. And while we won't be overlooking this game here against Ulysses and the Tigers, we certainly will see a couple very important game stretch here, which will basically spell out the district champs. Chris, do you want to go to timeout? Do you want to stay here real quick? I know we got the national anthem coming in about 7 minutes. What are your thoughts?
Take a quick timeout. We'll jump back in here and talk about Ulysses a little bit, and then we'll be ready for that national anthem.
All right, Cashion Wildcats TV, your live Squirtle game of the week. Be right back.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students. Kyle and Gina help their clients make the right choice. Don't wait till it's too late. Call 405-607-4300. Go Wildcats and number 88. Let's have a great year.
Walk it up. Get you some.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care, We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Diesel Horst, and we are here to help.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV, CWTV, broadcasted here on Squirtle.com, Squirtle TV. Game of the week, Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker bringing you here. It's Cashion Wildcat TV, Homer Television. We appreciate you guys joining us as the 6-1 Cashion Wildcats are here live in Alva, Oklahoma at Northwest OSU. The field of the Rangers taking on the Ulysses Tigers out of Kansas, the 2-4 Tigers led by Coach Nick Fawcett. So we broke down the Cashion Wildcats. They've had a week off, had a nice little district win against Hinton. Now it's time to break down the visiting Tigers. And I know Chris and Drew, you guys have had a chance to kind of break them down a little bit. Chris, from your perspective, if we think about the Tigers, I know you watched a little film. Anything that stand out to you?
Yeah, just going through there, we'll talk about some of the players to watch for Ulysses. I mean, I know I didn't have any clue about Ulysses, Kansas. I did a lot of Google this week and watched a lot of the film, the huddle films. And who stood out to me for them, and they kind of run a single wing offense, but they will spread it out and throw the ball some. Very limited, but they will. Number 7, Ben Scott, senior, quarterback, defensive back. His name will be called a lot. He'll line up back there in that single wing. You'll never know really who's going to get the snap until it happens when they line up in that. But he's the one that will be the quarterback when they do split it out, and he'll be the one to sling the ball when they do throw. You'll have number 33, Brendan
Baker.
Yep, and he's a senior. Linebacker on the offensive side of the ball. You'll see him run the ball. He'll be one of the 3 kids that line up back there in that single wing. Sometimes he'll take the snap, sometimes 7, sometimes 38. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you'll see he'll be very active. He's one of the linebackers there in the middle. And I mean, I could almost echo the same exact thing as I said for Brennan there for Lorenzo Gomez. He's a junior linebacker, and he kind of plays that same role as Brennan. And you'll see those 3 and hear those 3 kids' names a lot tonight on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. But on the offense, they're going to be the 3 that you'll see line up in the backfield a lot and get direct snaps from the center. You'll never really know. If you notice, when they line up in that, all 3 of those kids take snaps. And I watched in the film, I think it was one series, 7 got a snap, 38 got a snap, and then 33 got a snap the next. I mean, so it wasn't the same kid once in one series. Anyway, and I know Drew does a great job of getting in contact with coaches and really digging in. I did a lot of Google. Drew, I think, actually did some legwork.
Coach Hardaway was kind enough to get me Coach Fawcett's email. So I kind of just asked him the same kind of questions I ask everybody. Of course, this being kind of a weird game for everybody having to travel and that kind of thing, I kind of changed it up. But I just kind of asked him, how his team's attitude has been this week, and what they were thinking about playing Cashion at Alva, all that. And this is actually his first season at Ulysses High School as their head coach. And he was kind of talking about how it was a complete rebuilding job. They hadn't been as successful in the past. And he said they finally turned a corner in their program where losing football games just wasn't acceptable to our kids. Last week they played Dumas was the first time that they played hard all 4 quarters, he thought, in a not-so-close defeat. And he said they're still learning how to, be mad about losing football games and being angry that they're not doing as well as they should. So he said that's going to be a big key to that. And then I asked him have they ever played any other teams from Oklahoma before? A lot of teams don't travel out of state. So he just said as a coaching staff, and as he was born in Oklahoma from Norman, he was excited to play Cashion. He obviously didn't know actually that we had come off a state championship victory until after he accepted the game. So he said that made him a little nervous. But
that's a great line.
2 seasons ago, they played at Newkirk, and the score was 28-6, and they won. And before then, they used to play Guyman, Oklahoma, on a fairly regular basis in the early 2000s. Their keys to success from their coaches' standpoints this week would be limiting mental mistakes. He said that's plagued their team kind of all seasons, if they kind of get in their own way, and they can be their own worst enemy at times. He said that's kind of got to come to an end. And as far as what was his initial reaction to the idea of the Cashion game, I kind of mentioned it already. He said he was excited to get a game because they didn't have one this week and when they entered the season, and so they didn't have a game. They were really eager to accept.
Yep.
His athletic director asked if they wanted to play Cashion. He said, let's do it. And then he looked him up and saw they were state champions last year, and he was not as excited, he said. But he said it would be a good opportunity to compare where they are as a program compared to a state championship program. Kind of also compare their rebuilding job that they're doing there at Ulysses. He said they've had low participation in numbers as far as a 4A school in Kansas has been, but he said he's trying to get that back up to where there's a lot of pride in the program, so he's kind of excited about that. And as far as his key players he thought to the game, Ben Scott, Lorenzo Gomez, like he said, a couple of the other skill kids, Carmelo Orozco, Evan Cortez, and Denzel Menendez. On our roster sheet that they sent us, there wasn't even anybody listed at quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, they move so many guys around.
They just call them backs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, I mean, Ben Scott, I think, like you said, was going to be the one slinging the rock a little bit. So he was just excited. He wanted all those guys to have a really good game.
You said that he was, it's his first year, and they're trying to change that culture.
Yeah.
Well, he's done a good job with these kids, but because watching the film, the kids run hard, they try hard, they're never giving up. They are, in the right spots. That offense, I mean, a lot of times when you run a single wing like that, sometimes people can kind of run into each other. It's always pretty, they execute well. So Ulysses, Kansas, it sounds to me like they have a good coach there with some trying to get that program going in the right direction.
Well, Tom and Todd on the Pick'em show last night. I mean, they were, Tom was just talking about the idea that they have an enrollment of over 500 kids. I mean, they were talking about how they have more kids in their high school than we do in our entire school.
Yeah.
And that they do play some tough teams. They do play teams because
they play
of
some
where
six,
they're located.
Yep.
They have to play some
Dodge
teams
City
in Texas,
some of those,
6A schools. So. I love what you stated, and again, kudos to Coach Fawcett on really kind of, stepping up and taking the challenge for his team, not for just this year, but down the path.
Yeah,
I think we're going to have the
absolutely.
national anthem here. I apologize, big boy, and let's see if we can't crank that up, and we'll get you going here as we celebrate the United States of America. All right, God bless America, the greatest country in the universe. We are so blessed to be here. I say that every single Friday night, and every time we got a game or a chance to say that. Really appreciate, again, all of our veterans and current active duty and first responders. Certainly, again, just a great tribute to a great country. And, hey, we'll keep it going. Got great, fine folks in the city of Cashion. Kind of keep those American values, traditional values, keeping going and keep us in a place where we can be the strength of the universe that we continue to be. So that was me going on long-winded about the country there, so I had to get myself down.
USA, baby.
USA, definitely love this country. So, hey, listen, so from a standpoint, we've got about 11 minutes left here. We appreciate you guys joining us here on the Squirtle Game of the Week as 6-1 Cashion Wildcats, number 1 in the state, taking on the Ulysses Tigers from Kansas 4A. We were just talking about the Tigers. A big school wanting to get better. They're here taking on Cashion. They said, hey, let's go. And so, Chris, we've got our Legacy Insurance, the Chris's financial insurance and financial services keys for the Cats. Chris, what do we have going on for the Cashion Wildcats to go 7-1?
Yeah, keys for the Cats. After the last 2 games, I know we had that bye week, but the Hinton game and the OCA game, there was didn't look like a lot of focus to me. I mean, just look at the scoreboard. It should have. not have been as close as it was in either one of those games. I don't believe. I think focusing, coming out, and being ready to really, put your stamp on this game and say, hey, this is who we are, and we're not the 12-0 victory that we were against Hinton. Come out, focus, and really be able to move the ball down and strike fast. And then no turnovers. We've had some turnovers the last few games that are not characteristic of who we are or what we are, and that's got to be cleaned up moving into the playoffs and into next week against Tonkawa. Because Tonkawa is playing tonight. If they win that game, we're both 6-1 or 7-1 going into that game.
4-0 in district.
4-0 in district, and that'll be the de facto.
Yeah, that'll be the district championship game will be next week if
Yep.
Tonkawa wins tonight.
Yep. So defensively, assignment defense against this single wing, you've got to play assignment or they're going to bust some big plays because they get you leaning one way. They're going to have somebody coming through, going a different direction, and that's how that single wing kind of works. You kind of get things going, kids leaning one way, and then bust them the other way, some misdirection. And if you're not playing your assignment, then they could get one on you. Then another way to stop that single wing is gang tackle. Fly to the football, take on those lead blockers, and just make piles. Bring them on, So and then as you slow those kids down, you've got to have people flying to the football. Gang tackle, bring down those ball runners, and really make them pay for having that football in their hands. So offensively, focus, come out, let's score first, quick and early and often. No turnovers. Defense, assignment defense, and then gang tackle, get to the football, and really punish those ball runners.
Yeah, it's definitely, you guys, I tell you every single week when you listen to Chris, and as the Squirtle Game of the Week, maybe we've got some folks who don't normally tune in to Cashion Wildcats TV. You're going to get educated, as my man Chris Gibson's going to teach you. And, we're usually batting 1,000 with Chris's analysis and really the locker room feedback from Coach Shack. So let's see if we keep this string going with Chris and his assessment of keys for the Cats. Drew, what did Coach Shack have to give to you in terms of preparation for this game?
So preparation for this game, kind of the same thing that Coach Fawcett said for Ulysses. They usually don't have to travel very often. Coach Shack said, like I said at the beginning of the show, if we make it to the third round of the playoffs, chances are we're going to have to travel somewhere, and usually it's a 2-hour to 3-hour drive, long bus ride. So this prepares us for that in kind of a scenario where it's not a district game, so there's not all that stress on top of it also. So he felt like this was a good game to take because we get to travel, we get to play in a neutral kind of field, something that they're just going to have to get used to. As far as other than team camps, I was curious, had Cashion, because when I was there, we had never played anybody out of state other than team camps. And so, no, this is the first time Cashion in regular season has played somebody out of state. Okay. So that was a cool thing for that.
Did we see that on Cashion Football Facts?
I don't know. I was about to look.
On there.
I don't know. I may have gotten
I know you said this is
Football Facts.
The first matchup for Ulysses, Kansas, and Cashion.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably first and only, maybe. Who knows?
Probably.
But as far as I say unique style of offense, it's an offense that we haven't seen in a long time, that from people that Cashion's played, kind of, that like one-sided offense or that bunch offense, however you want to call it. I asked if that kind of posed a challenge for our defense, because in the OCA game, sure, we didn't play great, but that style of just, okay, this offense is going to be really consistent about getting 3 and 4 yards every single play, run the clock out, and just wear us down. He said, yeah, absolutely. He said, this is going to be one of those games we have to be really focused, like Chris said, really focused, really disciplined defensive assignment-wise, because they're completely okay with just getting 3 and 4 down the field, throwing it if they have to. So that's going to be something that kind of posed a challenge for us. Coming off a fall break, I asked him, players that stepped up this week in practice coming off of that little bit of a break they had. Obviously, we had some injuries with Camden Maroney, Cooper Frazee. Tommy and Jake Branson both have to play really well tonight. Both of them are starting.
The brothers.
So, the brothers. I know Jeremy's down there real happy about it. So they just both have to step up a lot, and there's going to be some probably people that have been moved around a little bit. So, you're just going to have see people play at a heightened level and do their job and do it well.
All right. Did you get just a feel from Shaq just in general regarding, we don't know what to expect here. Did he feel comfortable? Was he scared? Not that Shaq would ever be scared. Did you get a sense in terms of his approach to this game and his thoughts? Just,
Yeah, his approach to this game, I think it was more of, he thinks obviously he has a plan to win this game. He has a plan to execute well and to counteract some of the things they maybe don't do so well. But a lot of it he kind of hinted a lot on. We have to be really focused. We have to be assignment-oriented, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And we can't shoot ourselves in the foot and make mistakes like that. This is going to be one of those games that focus and just kind of keeping your cool and keeping control of it. It's got to be a big key for the Wildcats.
All right.
Hey, and Cashion Football Facts did have a stat. Cashion is 2-0 all-time against out-of-state teams. They played Dexter, Kansas in 76 and 75 and won both of those games. This is the first time since the Wildcats have moved to 11-man that we played an out-of-state
so I was
team.
half right.
No, we'll give you credit. We'll give you a point for that. Ding. So, hey, really love it. We see the captains coming out on the field. We'll go ahead and go through projected starters for the Cashion Wildcats. Again, Ben Harmon, expect to see the senior at quarterback, Nick Nabavi starting tailback. Scratch Max Brown there. You might see Jake Branson in there, number 22, the junior coming in to fill in at that second run back spot. Landon Lagasse, Mason Manning, the cornerstone wide receivers. See little Jackson Vandriff split out there. Max Brown, again, is a scratch. So maybe seeing the return of a Gavin Phippen, number 7, the senior. On the line, Preston Cotter. Camden Maroney will be a scratch. Replacing him most likely will be Tommy Branson, as my man Drew Baker offered up. Joey Wilson.
Got the flyover.
Martinez. Yeah, we got a little flyover, as well as Chase Ritter on the offensive line. On the defensive side, you've seen it. Most likely we'll have a 4 or 5 man front for the Cashion Wildcats. Moving into today, might see an end, Bryce Burke, the sophomore, moving to defensive end there, along with Joey Wilson and Preston Cotter, as Joey Wilson may move into that defensive tackle spot. You'll see Nick Nabavi, Jake Branson, and maybe, I don't know, maybe even a Kai Smith, maybe at linebacker, potentially. Yeah. Landon Lagasse at corner, maybe Gavin Phippen at the other corner, as well as I don't think we'll see 2 safeties, but 1 safety in maybe either Seth Gilbert or Mason Manning. So at the midfield, we've got the captains out there. So we've got all seniors for the Cashion Wildcats in maroon tops, maroon bottoms, gold numbers, and helmets. Mason Manning, Joey Wilson, Nick Nabavi, Ben Harmon with the handshakes, Landon Lagasse there sitting at the hash. And out there for the Ulysses Tigers, I'm going to guess we're going to look at number 7, Ben Scott, the senior, as well as most likely number 33, Brennan Wagner, number 55, Blake Rodriguez, another senior. And I can't tell the numbers, and I'm either blind or one way or the other. I can't see it. Possibly number
55.
24, Christian Jaquez. Which one is it?
I'm going to go with Jaquez.
Jaquez, the senior.
55.
55, we had him, Blake Rodriguez.
Looks like 33 and 38 to me.
38, Lorenzo Gomez.
Okay, so number 33, we did Brennan Wagner, and number 38, Lorenzo Gomez, the guys that Chris said look out for. Looks like there is a flip. Not sure what happened. Looks like Cashion won the toss, and yes, you bet, Lynn Shackelford's going to receive, as referee White Hat will let us know that will be the Cashion scenario. And as always, the Cashion Wildcats winning that toss will take that ball. Beautiful night tonight here on
yeah, absolutely.
Cashion Wildcat TV live from Alva. Cashion will receive. We'll be moving from south to north, right to left. And we're going to have football here in a second as the Cashion Wildcats have made it to the tunnel. Big shout out to all of our great volunteers. We love all of our Cashion parents helping out here with the timer and with the PA, as well as with the tunnel and all the things that happen. I think we even had to bring our volunteers for the sticks as well, which I don't see a stick crew yet. So there might be some dads that are going to be kind of commissioned to go out there and grab the sticks for the game as the designated.
They're warming up. They're stretching. They got to.
Are they stretching?
Maybe. They're still in the locker room.
I don't know. we gotta have sticks, but nonetheless, the Cashion Wildcats trotting back to get in the circle. Joey Wilson, the ringleader of this group, absolutely love his vision and energy. And it's going to be a good one. So, Chris, I've got the Sharpie out. This is the time here on the Squirtle Game of the Week. It is Cashion Wildcats TV version, the takeover. But the predictions are always true as I guess the main man, the lead, as we say. If there was a guy that was setting lines, it's not. I'm sorry.
Jacob Dieselhorse.
It's not Jacob Dieselhorse.
He's been on it, though.
He's okay. There's always good people.
Other than the Hinton game, you've been on.
No, OCA. I was about to say I've kind of taken a step back. I've got to gain some trust back.
You had to humble yourself. Had to humble yourself.
you
And
can't be perfect,
Hinton,
I guess.
I've kind of been off, but this game, I think. Yeah, Ulysses, Kansas maybe have only won 2 games this year so far. But I think these kids, it is a bigger school. You do have some numbers. I think they're going to come out and want to show that Kansas has some football too. And I think Cashion Wildcats are still going to come away victorious. 34-21.
34-21. All right. So
you heard it here first. Call your
down.
bookies.
Yeah, that's actually a really close score to actually what Jacob Dieselhorst provided. And all the love for the Dieselhorst family. I'm kind of partial to Josh, but love Adam and Jacob, obviously, our man Adam, for sure. I think the best lines guy here in the country for high school football sitting here in this booth here at beautiful Northwestern Oklahoma Ranger Stadium. So it looks like we'll have Cashion Wildcats as Coach Tony Wood. We'll get his crew together on the special teams. Again, you'll notice some pink on both teams. Obviously, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and breast cancer affects all of us, every one of us. And so certainly continue to support research, science, family members, support in any way you can. This is obviously a great sign for that here as the Cashion Wildcats do take the field. Deep for the Wildcats, we've got Seth Gilbert, it looks like, at the 25. We've got Lagasse at the basically flanking the left side, Manning on the opposite side. Front line, we've got Branson, Nick Nababi in the middle, and younger brother, the sophomore Nathan Nababi, sitting at the 30. Kicking off for the Ulysses Tigers, black helmets, white tops, black pants is number 38. That's Lorenzo Gomez, the junior. And we're going to have football here any second.
They got a bunch of dads over there to run the chain crew, got that situation figured out.
Kick is away, deep middle. Looks like it'll go to Manning. It'll roll right by him. He's going to have to go and grab that. He will, right around the 5-yard line. It's going to be a deep return. Looking for a few blocks. Gets one from Lagasse. Stays patient. Will be clipped at his feet, and he'll fall right around the 18. Not the greatest start to field position, but the Cashion Wildcats will take over first down and 10.
Yeah, that just when that ball rolls around back there, sometimes that helps a team. Because you're kind of thrown off on the timing on the coverage, but that time, man, the kid from Ulysses got down there and really got into Mason's feet there and brought him down. And like you said, not very opportunistic field position for the Cashion Wildcats' first drive, but let's go get 85 yards.
So the Cashion Wildcats first down and 10, right around the 14. It looks like. Now Bobby moves to the right motion. Manning. Keeper looks like Manning a little shovel pass, and that'll fall as a loss. A little trick play there. It's the first we've seen that this year, and that'll be a negative play there. And I'll bring up second down and long for the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely something. Almost looks like what we'll see out of Ulysses with some of that misdirection, but that definitely did not work. They had somebody get back there and was able to drop Mason in the backfield.
That's one of the deals I noticed about Ulysses on film is their defense. They'll run to the ball. They'll quickly rally to wherever they think the ball's going to go. They usually don't fall for those trick plays like
Harmon
that.
with the keeper, 25 to 30, spin move to the 40, still on his feet. And that'll be a big first down as Ben Harmon on the RPO keeps that one and gets a huge first down for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, great job right there. That time there was no trickeration. It was just get Ben the ball and let him try to find that seam. And the boys up front did a great job of putting a massive hole in front of Ben. And whenever he saw that, he tucked it and ran, made a good spin move and got those extra yards. Great run, but for the Cashion Wildcats.
So Cashion Wildcats first and 10 right around the 38. A bunch formation here on the field side line. Harmon shotgun back to pass. Looking deep, one-on-one, Lagasse. Ball's in the air, up top. In and out, Lagasse with the catch. See you later. Touchdown, Cashion Wildcats. Woo!
Wow, right there. I mean, Ben looked out there. They saw it was single coverage. Landon I could see it from here going, Ben, throw it up, buddy. I'm about to catch me a touchdown. And that's what they did. I mean, great release by Landon. Got a little separation. Ben put it out there, laid it right over the defender's head. And then Landon, the defender kind of made a good job of play on the ball. But, man, Landon is so good at hauling those in. And then once he had it in his hands, it was all over from there for clear sailing to the end zone.
Something we kind of missed last week was the Ben-Landon combination with Hinton kind of shutting down our passing game. So I was kind of glad to see Landon catching some passes there.
Yeah, they took care of that quick, didn't they?
Yeah, Bryson Hogan with the extra point makes it 7-0. And you heard that pause. I was trying to do the math on how long that pass was, and that was a 62-yard pass completion from Ben Harmon to Lagasse. We've seen that before as my man Drew offered up, and that will be essentially a 86-yard drive for the Cashion Wildcats. 3 plays, opening drive, up 7-0.
Yeah, and here's the replay here. You'll see Ben looks out there, sees Landon, and he is just one-on-one there. And whenever he releases, he makes a move, just gets onto the outside. Ben does a great job, just land it right over the defender into his hands for the big Cashion Wildcat touchdown.
So 86-yard drive. Cashion Wildcats put it up. First possession. They'll be kicking off here right around the 40. Bryson Hogan, the senior. Extra points were not so great for us last week, but the Cashion Wildcats come on out, and Hogan's able to hit the first. The Cashion Wildcats go up 7-0. Deep for the Tigers will be, looks like we have a kind of a trio there. Looks like we've got number 1. Don't have his number. I'll get him in a second. Number 25. I apologize. We've got a lot of new folks out here. We'll get him offered up. And it looks like I'm going to guess number 10, Evan Cortez.
Number 1 would be Danzel Mendez.
Kick is off. Nice tackle there. Looks like Jackson Vandruff. We call his name quite a bit, as well as was that number 15 for the Cashion Wildcats? Is that Tanner Dean? Tanner Dean
Tanner's
changed
back.
the numbers a little bit. That may have been Tanner Dean down there. So the Cashion Wildcats with a nice kickoff, and a deep kickoff is expecting the onside there, typically from Coach Shack.
Yeah, that was a good job there. I mean, 26 for the Tigers. Grabbed that ball, Brayson Solanas, and just took off there. And, man, I say it every time when I see Vandruff tackle somebody, it just looks different. I mean, he just sucks them in and takes them down, and he did no different there on that kickoff.
Cashion with a 5-man front, single wing give, right up the middle, goes into number, I want to say that was number 33, Valger. It'll be a short gain of about 1 or 2 yards. Let's see, it is Valger, number 33. And these numbers, I'm telling you, it is hard. We're literally a mile away. So if we got some fine folks here on the Squirtle Game of the Week from Kansas watching, from Ulysses, I apologize. We'll try our best here. As I just turned 49, and you know what happens
Your
when you turn
vision's
49.
Starting to go.
It's starting to go. I may have to see some. Maybe
I think you age like a fine wine, Nima.
Thank you.
Look, you're like 30 years old.
Give to Valger again. He'll go left side looking for a lane. Coming up, looks like Nick Nabavi's there with the hit. May have been Joey Wilson as well. Actually, Wilson's coming up. Let's see who else comes up with that pile. It's Bryce Burke on that defensive end. That's it. I'll be a gain of about 3. It'll bring up third down at about 4 or 5 here. Very manageable for Coach Fawcett and the Tigers.
I think that was Lorenzo Gomez there on that carry.
I think that was 38, unless my vision's failing me also.
It's all right. We'll take it. I'll take a wild guess.
Hey, whenever I was, I usually do 2 players, right? Well, I did 3 tonight because 33 and 38, they look a lot alike and they play a lot alike, and you'll see that tonight. And Nima, give him a little grace on that.
Scott back to pass. He's got someone deep, wide open. Number 24 in coverage is Gilbert with the breakup. Great read there by Gilbert coming over. The intended receiver was number 24, Christian Vasquez. He was wide open, and the Cashion Wildcats with the pass break, the PBU will bring up 4th down and about 4. Let's see what Coach Fawcett does here. Any chance he goes for it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Right there, I want to talk about Gilbert. Great job of getting back and playing in that zone where he's supposed to be. Because, man, if he would not have been back there, if he would not have recovered, they had that receiver running free, and it would have been an easy touchdown for Ulysses if he would not have got back there and played in his assignment defense.
So the punt is off. It'll roll dead right around the 34-yard line. Lagas says, we'll let that one die. And the Cashion Wildcats will take over. 1st down and 10, second possession here. 9:06, first quarter action. A lot different than last week, guys, or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a lot different. It seemed like 2 weeks ago when we played Hinton at home, we were just zooming through that first quarter. And, on the whole game, it seemed like everybody in the Squirtle group was texting us saying, how are you guys already in your 3rd quarter or whatever quarter it may be, because we were eons ahead of every other game going on.
Jackson Vandruff in that H-back position. Bobby to the left of Harmon in shotgun here. Snap, back to pass. Harmon looking one-on-one. He's got Manning wide open with the catch to the 40, 35, 30. He's got a chance, and he will go all the way. Mason Manning, yes, sir. 66-yard TD, one play possession as the Wildcats put another 6 on the board.
Hey, what was my key to the game? Focus. I think they have some laser focus tonight, and that was a laser beam delivery by Ben Harmon there. I mean, Mason Manning did a great job getting off the line just like Landon did on that previous touchdown, and Ben just put a laser into his numbers, and when he caught that ball, he was already on the move, and there was no chance of anybody catching him until he got to the end zone.
Hogan on the kick, high snap, And that one will unfortunately hit the back of a couple of linemen. Nick Nababi, good work there, kind of bring that one down. Hogan's timing was off, so that one will fall incomplete, or in essence, not good. And so the Cashion Wildcats will stay on top here, 13-0.
And here we go. Here's the replay right here. Like I said, Ben with a laser and put it in the breadbasket for Mason Manning. And when he catches that on the move like that, nothing's going to stop him but the end zone right there, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a tough one, with the wide side of the hash there. I mean, that's a great call there by Shackelford. That safety was going to – they looked like they were working to protect against Lagasse after that last play. This time that safety had no chance to make up the ground to get to Manning. And to your point, just a great ball there by Harmon, who's just on pace. Kid's got almost 2,400 yards this year and about 30 touchdowns in the air. So, again, nice. And we love seeing Manning with the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason's like we've talked about in a lot of other games. Mason's usually the guy, if we're having trouble getting down the field, you pass it to Mason on those short screens or those short passes, and Mason will usually get us down the field so that Landon and or Nick or anybody else that needs to score a touchdown can do that. So I always enjoy it when I can see Mason score a touchdown for sure.
All right, so the Cashion Wildcats out to kick off again. Bryson Hogan from the 40. Let's see if this one will go short. No, they'll send that one deep. Number 25 with the catch around the 15. He'll curl back into the middle. Back to 10. Jackson Vandruff, you saw the missile coming through. Stops him dead in his tracks at the 25, and the Cashion Wildcats stop that kickoff return quickly.
Yeah, I love it. I'm telling you, it just looks different when he tackles people. Great job by the kickoff team to get down there and cover. We haven't seen really a lot of deep kicks. Normally with a Coach Shackford coach team in Cashion, we see a lot of popped up onside kicks, try to catch them off guard and get the ball back. But they're doing a great job of getting down there, getting some covers, and really having some good field position for the defense.
Single wing look again, bunch formation, give Scott, handoff reverse, he's going to keep it, it's going to come up the middle, it's going to go outside to number 33, I apologize, Brennan Vogger, he'll stretch it out, good job on the edge there, slowing that one down, and that'll be a gain of about 2, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
I think that was 38 again. I think 38 has the collar, 33 does not.
I'm telling you, that was Bager. 38's the fullback, right? He's underneath, right?
What'd you think, Drew?
I kind of thought it was 38. It's kind of the jerseys get a little bunched up. It's hard for me to see. We're a little further back than we usually are.
Okay, all right.
We're just making up for our shortcomings here with how far back we are in the press box.
Scott with the keep. He'll turn back up inside. He stopped right in his tracks. Joey Wilson says, no, sir. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long as the Cashion D-line do not allow any penetration for the Tigers.
Yeah, Joey there right there. He was waiting for that quarterback, and as he thought he had a hold, Joey kind of sloughed off that blocker and just met him head up, and there was no moving forward after Joey Wilson got a hold of him and put him down on the ground. And like I talked about in the keys before the game, you want to see that gang tackling. You saw when Joey got there, you had 2 or 3 kids come flying in to help finish that off.
Back to pass is Scott, 3rd and long. He's got a couple receivers deep. Intended receiver number 23 is wide open. Gavin Phippen, actually number 10, breaks loose, breaks the tackle of Gavin Phippen, and that will be a touchdown as the Tigers complete a huge pass to number 10, Evan Cortez, and they are on the board.
Yeah, that time just Gavin, we've talked about Gavin being a kid that has battled back to get back from a gruesome leg break
injury
before the season, and this is the first time I think he's really seen much action. Did he see any action on defense?
He got a couple of snaps in the Hinton game, but no, nothing major.
But right there, that's just getting Gavin back into the speed of the game. He got back over there in time to make the tackle, and I think he kind of went for the strip instead of the tackle. And number 10 there just got loose and got Evan Cortez got to the end zone.
Place kicking will be number 38, Gomez. Lorenzo. Scott with a hold. It's up, and it's good. So we've got a good game here, fellas, as the Ulysses Tigers match and answer with a 75-yard toss from Scott to number 10, this junior Evan Cortez breaking a tackle. And it's 13-7 here, first quarter action, 7:27 left.
Chris, you kind of talked about your keys to the game, focus, defensive assignments, gang tackling. I wish that our defense right now was played like this against that OCA game. Just the gang tackling, nothing up front, calm, cool, collective, all across the board there on defense, not letting anything in the run game get by them. And that was something that, 4 weeks ago, hurt us pretty badly against OCA.
Give credit to Ben Scott here. We watched film, and I noticed that he had a pretty good arm. That was a pretty good toss right there. That was about a 45-yard throw on the money, hitting essentially Cortez running in stride.
Well, if I was Coach Fawcett, and I've seen what I just saw the first two drives, I would line up and throw the ball. I mean, they are getting absolutely nothing in the run game, and they've had kids running free in the secondary, and I saw Coach Shackelford down there letting the secondary have a piece of his mind, and maybe he's telling them, hey, did y'all not hear Chris's keys to the game? You better focus. Let's go, boys, because there's been 2 times in this game that there's been a lot of kids running free in that secondary, and the first one we got lucky. Kai was able to get back there and knock that ball down, but that time Gavin was not able to get over and knock that ball down or make the tackle, and it was a touchdown.
Yeah, that certainly was a bust of some sort as he cleared the zone. It was wide open. So kicking off from the 40 will be Lorenzo Gomez, the junior. Deep, we've got Gilbert, Manning, and Lagasse. This one will go to Lagasse right around the 10. He'll catch. He'll look for his blockers. Cuts back up the middle. Picks up some speed. Breaks one. He's got a chance if he gets to the outside. Gets to the 25, cuts back up inside, and just go down, and he will right around the 30 as the Cashion Wildcats will take over. Third possession, 7:16 here, just leading 13-7 over the visiting Kansas Ulysses Tigers.
We're not alone, Nemo, with our number misreading. Brock Maroney just came in and was asking me a number question on who he thought it was, and we both had different ideas.
It's tough.
And we are very fortunate every week. The opposing team always is very good about getting Coach,
absolutely,
the roster, but for some reason this week our roster that we got is alphabetical instead of numerical, and it is not easy to find people.
There's an adjustment curve for us.
Nababi with the inside zone, he'll get about 5 or 6 on that on first down. That'll bring up second down and about 4. Nice little run there, nice space there for Nababi. Had a nice lane. Tackle, I believe, there was by number 38 Gomez. And they'll bring up second down and about 5. We'll get that. Cashion Wildcats again here. First quarter action, 6:52 running clock. 2x2 for the Wildcats. Nababi to the right of Harmon. A little motion here for Lagasse coming across. Give to Lagasse on the jet sweep. He'll get to the 35. Cuts about the 40. 45. Breaks another tackle, and it will go out of bounds. Nice little patience there running the ball there as Lagasse comes around the edge and gets a Cashion Wildcat first down right around the 49-yard line.
Yeah, you got to give credit to number 14 for Ulysses, if I can find the number here on my chart real quick. 14, Mason Wigington. Sorry about that. I mean, kind of most people, their ankles break when Landon busts that move like that going down the sideline. You got to give a little bit of props to him there.
Trips down below, and we do have Cashion. Nice work there, drawing the offsides. Free 5. Hey, do you guys wish that in high school they'd let that play go if you can get that snap off?
Yeah, because I mean that's in offense like we run. I mean that's a free pass down the sideline, because if that happens in college and in the pros, what happens? Receiver release and the quarterback says, "Let's go deep.
Let's go.
Get a free play."
Mark off there will bring up first down and 5 in now Tigers territory. We appreciate all of our fine officials. I know Chris will offer up later. We can't do this without them. So again, God bless them. We don't always agree, but we love the fact that they're out here.
Absolutely.
Snap, Harmon, Gipper to Nababi right side, trying to find a lane. He gets through. Looks like he'll get about 4 on that. He'll bring up second down and short. So a nice little run there by Nick Nababi, the senior. Cashion looks like they're going to go in a little hurry up here.
Yeah, Nick, the last 2 games, Hinton and OCA, he's kind of been the person that we have just relied on the offensive side of the ball. The only thing that's been pretty steady and reliable, and tonight the passing game has been there. But, there's Nick, as I say, reliable.
Tackle to the 20, 15. Does he have enough juice to make it? He does not, as the safety come over, makes the tackle. Nababi with a huge run in the red zone, pay dirt red zone for the Cashion Wildcats.
Great job by the guys up front there. I mean, just paving the way for Nick. And whenever he gets downhill like that with some momentum, man, I feel bad for kids that are in the secondary when they meet up with him with some steam behind him, because he can just put kids on their back. And that time he had plenty of steam, put a kid on their back, and got all the way down to about the 6-yard line.
I say it every week when we talk about Nick. If you're going to bring him down, you better bring 3 or 4 of your buddies with you when he's got some momentum going downhill at
Jet
you.
sweep to Manning. He gets to the outside, trying to stiff arm, keeps his feet. Nice tackle there, individual play there by the Tigers. That's number 7, Ben Scott, the starting quarterback. And it looks like that'll be a gain of about 1. I'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the 7.
And the kids, I mean, the Ulysses, give them credit on the jet sweeps. I mean, I don't think we've showed a jet sweep maybe once all year long, and so they've done a good job of getting out there and not letting them get to the edge, other than, I guess, Landon got to the edge on that one. But other than that, they've been able to really hold them to not much gain.
So Cashion went the H-back, Jackson Vandruff there at Cowboy back. Harmon back to pass. He'll actually give it to Nababi, which patient looks inside the middle, trying to pull through. Looks like he'll fall forward, take out a couple kneecaps, and it'll be a 3rd down and goal right around the 1-yard line.
Yeah, good job, like you said, being patient, get behind those big boys, get some tough yards all the way down to that 1-yard line. And here we'll just probably see Shaq hammer it on in with Nick.
Give the Nick right side. He's got a lane. He's in. Touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. Nick Nabavi punching it in. The Wildcats put another 19-7.
Yeah, but like I said, we'll see it. And usually when Nick gets us down there, Shaq is pretty good about rewarding him and just giving him the ball and letting those big boys up front get the payoff and get in the end zone, and that was no different there.
So a 6-play, 69-yard drive for the Cashion Wildcats in pay dirt as Nick Nabavi, the senior, punches it in. On for the kick is Bryson Hogan. This one is up. It's good. And Cashion Wildcats up 20-7 here. First quarter, 5:01 left, live from Northwest OSU. And Chris is working on a little instant replay here. So he has the Cashion Wildcats, Coach Wilson. We love Coach Wilson, and Coach Cochran and Coach Wood bring the special teams kickoff team. Cashion Wildcats with 3 drives.
Here's that replay right here, Nima. Sorry to cut you out. But, big boys up front really just paved the way, and Nick did a good job of just getting behind them, finding the hole, and then just blasting through and over that line for the big touchdown.
Yeah, kudos. Shout out to Tommy Branson, who's filling in today for Camden Maroney. Saw a little Joey Wilson sighting, Preston Cotter, Juicy Martinez, as well as Chase Ritter. The Cashion Wildcats, again, 3 drives. We're talking close to, it's like almost 200 yards of our total offense already here in the first quarter, leading 20-7, 5:01. Bryson Hogan kicking off from the 40. Again, deep is we've got Corral, Mendez, as well as number 10, Evan Cortez, the junior. 2 long kicks prior. Let's see where Hogan goes with this one. It's one little knuckleball, hits around the 20. It's going to roll by, free ball. Cortez will pick up. Looks like we have a chance. Looks like
that was awesome.
Like Tanner Dean got knocked down. He comes back up, trips up Cortez right around the 22 or 23-yard line. We have a flag on the opposite side. I'm not sure what happened. Did you guys see?
No, I did not.
Literally,
I was watching. I think it was 15 Tanner Dean, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tanner.
Like
Tanner
seriously did a flip in the air, came up and tackled the guy. It was awesome.
So this was literally 800 miles away from the play. I'm not sure what happened here. It might be offsetting. We're going to wave it off. Thank you. See, big shout out to the officials. We can be mean and rough, but we can also give credit.
Yeah, Nima said I was a touch on it, and I will right here. These guys that come out here and officiate these games, they do not do it to get rich, I promise you. They do it because they love the game. They love to help out these high school kids be able to play the game. We would not be able to play these games if you didn't have these guys coming out here and taking the heckling from parents and announcers up in the booth. But we sure appreciate everything they do. And like I always say, if you think you can do better than they can, I'm sure they'd love to have you out on a Friday night to help them call the games.
1st and 10, 4:55, first quarter, 3rd possession here for the Tigers. A little movement here, and we'll get a false start. I'll move them back about 5 yards. The Tigers showing their arm, we were looking for that single wing, but catching the Cashion Wildcats sleeping. And to your point, let's see if Coach Fawcett maybe opens it up a little bit more after falling down here quickly, 20-7. So 1st and 15 from the 19. Do you guys envision any issues here with the field turf or anything? See any slipping or anything?
No, not really. I've seen, Mason. He's gotten grabbed by the feet a couple times. You just kind of notice you slide around a little bit more on this AstroTurf than you do grass. But I think from team camps and everything else, our kids are pretty well adapted to it.
Little keeper there by the one back in the single wing. I think that is number 33, Vager. Nice little run there. He'll get that 5 and then some back on that run, and that'll bring up second manageable, about 2nd and 6 here, right around the 28-yard line.
Yeah, you saw the guys from the secondary. You see Gavin come in there. You see Mason come in there. And once they kind of had him slowed down, Mason came in and really laid a big hit to finish that run off. And that's what you want to see from those guys in that secondary position when their runner gets slowed down. Come in, finish the tackle off, and make them remember what it feels like to run the ball against the Cashion Wildcats.
Keeper inside. Nice swallowed up there. Nice job there by Bryce Burke with the initial hit. Give credit to Jake Branson.
Yep.
22. Bringing the hammer. That'll be a no gain. That'll be a timeout. Looks like here 3rd and long is Coach Fawcett with about 4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Clock still running. We do have it stopped. We'll have it take a look. We'll go to a commercial. Be right back here on the Squirtle Game of the Week here live from Cashion Wildcats TV, live from Alva, Oklahoma.
Founded by Jesse and Amy McCracken, Rural Pest Solutions is a Cashion-based, family-owned and operated company. Our focus is on providing the highest level of customer service while effectively treating many common invaders, including spiders, ants, roaches, mice, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, and termites. Flexible scheduling and superior customer service are our top priority. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 405-283-6565.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
All right, welcome back. 3rd down and 5, 3rd and 6. Keeper by Scott, cuts up, set the edge. Branson in pursuit. He's the one that makes the first initial tackle, and that'll be short of the 1st down marker, and that'll bring it 4th down. Great job there by Gilbert setting the edge, making the quarterback Ben Scott cut it up, and it was a great pursuit by junior Branson coming down the edge to make the tackle. So out of the timeout, looks like the Tigers pick up about 4 on that, and it'll bring up 4th down and 2. And it's going to be go time for Coach Fawcett right around the 32-yard line. Let's see what Coach Wood's defense can dial up here to get the stop. Blitz is on. Scott with the keep. He's got a lane. He'll get enough for the 1st down. So nice work there. Patient run by senior Ben Scott. And that'll be a 1st down for the Tigers after starting at 1st and 15. Good pickup there on the ground. It'll be 1st and 10 right around the 38-yard line, 37-yard line.
You saw a little more success this drive with the run game, and they're a team that's they live and die by that single wing, running the ball, getting some big guys up front to block and make some holes, and they're going to have some success by the end of the night doing that, just wearing down some of that defense.
So Scott keeps it that time. He actually moves forward, has a nice little push. Looks like he's going to pick up about 3 yards on that. That's surprising. Look, he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like Bryce Burke in there on the bottom of the pile. Maybe a Aiden Williams sighting there, number 71, the senior. He will get 3, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 7. 1st down is critical against these run-oriented offenses. Didn't hurt the Tigers having a 1st and 15. Single wing look again. Left side strong. Looks like a little counter coming back inside. Breaks free. Is number 20. Is actually number 10, Cortez. Eventually brought down by Burke, but that'll be enough for a 1st down as Cortez works his way all the way down into Cashion territory right around the 37-yard line.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays that you're going to see a lot of. They'll kind of run one direction, then they'll slip him underneath. Give that handoff with the misdirection, and that time we had somebody there to kind of bring him down initially. He's a good runner. I mean, you saw him break the tackle against Gavin and go for the touchdown, and that time, usually Landon's a pretty good open field tackler, made him miss, but we had somebody there to clean it up.
Scott was rolling left. He's got nowhere to go. He's looking to pass. He'll be swallowed up, and that's a big tackle for loss. Nice work there by Jake Branson. Guys showing out. And that'll be a big-time loss for the Tigers as they'll be 2nd down and long all the way back to the Cashion 42-yard line.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this Cashion Wildcat team and what the teams that we've seen in the past, is when somebody goes down, next man up. Jake has always been a kid that has worked his butt off.
Plays
and
extremely hard.
Plays hard every time he's out there. Tonight he's getting a chance to start, and, man, he's making some big plays.
Give upside inside, nowhere to go, and that'll be basically a short gain. No whistle. I guess the ball's loose. Or if they're not going to blow the whistle and stop forward progress, then did Cashion come up with the ball? Looks like they're going to say third down, so a short minimal gain there for the Tigers. Couldn't tell you who was running the ball.
That'd be 38, Lorenzo Gomez.
Thank you so much, our spotter. You'll be our spotter.
Got that cowboy collar on.
I eye on that 38 and the 33. I'm trying to keep it.
Is it? I've seen 31 back there as well, which is Orozco. So they're shuttling in a bunch of different guys back there.
Yeah, if you missed our pregame show, like we talked about on the roster list that Ulysses gave us, there was no one player listed as quarterback. They rotate a lot of people to a lot of different positions. So if you hear us slip up on some numbers, it's not that we're not paying attention. It's just that they move a lot of guys around.
Passing situation for Scott and the Tigers. Back to pass. He's got a wide open double move. Legas into space with the interception. He's got a lane, huge block to midfield. They're going to call the flag. Unfortunately, terrible call. So we've got a couple of flags. That one was dirty, but Lennon Legas climbing the ladder, one-on-one. No, sir, Mr. Scott. Cashion football after the interception and the walk-off, and the Wildcats will be taken over with about 21 seconds left here in the first quarter.
With the film that I watched on Ulysses, if I could have told Coach Fawcett one thing, not sure you listen to me, I'm not even sure I would listen to me. But what I would have said is do not throw anywhere where Landon Legas is. Their quarterback, Nick Scott, has a tendency his balls to go up in the air, and they kind of linger in the air a long time. That gives someone like Landon a lot of time to get situated where he wants to be when that ball comes down. That's like just what you saw there. That's exactly what happened.
So we do have a block in the back on the Cashion Wildcats. And honestly, it was not a block in the back. If we go back and look at that film, that was a clean hit. But nonetheless, it'll be the Cashion Wildcats taking over after the first turnover of the game. Wildcats will be taking over right around the 26 on the Cashion side of the ball. 21 seconds here for the Wildcats. Nick Nabavi back there with Ben Harmon. We've got that trips bunch formation. Wide side Legas. They've got a safety over here lined up to try to help out with Legas all by himself here on the 25-yard line. Let's see what happens here with Harmon and the gang. Snap. That'll be given to Nabavi. Stays patient. Tries to set up stiff arm and son. Why don't you just hit the hole and get up north and south? But he'll get about 2 on that one. It'll be a short game. That'll be the end of the first quarter, most likely here with 8 seconds here, 7. As the Cashion Wildcats up 20-7. Let's see, that will be the end of the first quarter. So the Cashion Wildcats with the ball after the first turnover of the game. Landon Legas getting that interception. We'll end it here. We'll be taking over second quarter action, 2nd and 8, right around that's like the 27-yard line. Chris, is there anything comments you want to make before we head to commercial?
No, just that's a first quarter that we needed, really. I mean, we had one breakdown with the long pass. Other than that, the defense is really playing well. You have kids like Jake Branson stepping up, making big plays in the backfield. And then on the offensive side with that focus that they've had, when they get the ball in their hands, it's been just march down the field, put it in the end zone early and often, and that's what they need to just keep that rolling, keep that focus going, and really have a statement game here going into next week against Tonkawa.
All right, so great breakdown from Chris there in the first quarter. We'll go to a timeout. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
All right, welcome back to CWTV. Game of the week here live on Squirtle.com. Appreciate you guys joining. It's Nima, Chris, and Drew live from Alva, Oklahoma at Northwest OSU as the 6-1 Cashion Wildcats taking on the visiting Ulysses Tigers from Kansas 4A. Harmon here sitting at 2nd and 8. Motion Manning to the left. It's a fumble. Harmon will pick it up. He's looking for the screen. He's going to get it to Manning. He's going to let that one drop. And that will be a forward pass. So wisely, I'm going to give Manning a lot of credit on that one. He was going to basically get creamed. Lets that one fall on the forward pass, and that'll be incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 8.
Yeah, they're right there. I mean, plays like that, you kind of look up. We've had some plays where it's been bad snaps and had some good things happen. That time Ben was patient, looked up, saw there was nothing there, and just pretty much threw it at the feet of Mason and said, let's live to play on third down.
2-by-2, Harmon in shotgun, Nabavi to the left of him. 3rd and 8, 11:53 here, early second quarter, Cashion up 20-7. Snap, fake, Harmon with the keeper, has a lane, cuts up, still on his feet, falls across the 35-yard line. That'll be short of the first down marker, and this is absolutely 4-down territory for Lynn Shackelford, no doubt. As Jackson Vandruff will check in, it looks like Gavin Phippen will come back out to the sideline as we've got Cashion Wildcats will bring in an extra blocker here as Vandruff will set up on the right side. Trips up top. Actually, Manning a little bit short here. Listen, it's a new little wrinkle here for the Cashion Wildcats. Give to Nabavi, cuts up the middle of the lane. He falls across the first down, and that will be a first down run there for the Cashion Wildcats. That'll move the sticks, and it'll be first down Cashion Wildcats right around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. 4th and 1. You got a kid like Nick Nabavi that we call like automatic 4 yards about every time he touches
Just
it.
about every single
Give it
time.
to backpack, let him get those 4 yards or pick up that first down and keep moving down the field.
Actually, statistically, I'm sounding like a nerd now. He's actually averaging right around 7.5 yards per carry. But yes, he's an automatic 4 for you for sure. Empty backfield here for the Wildcats as Nabavi splits out. Look for that pass to Manning over here. Let's see if Nabavi might be doing a little blocking now. Motion comes Vandruff. Snap. Harmon, little crossing route, little slant to Legas. Still on his feet. Gets a block from Vandruff to the 45. Cuts out of bounds. Nice little play there, and the Cashion Wildcats are dealing inside Tiger territory. Another first down.
Yeah, that time it looked like Ben was kind of waiting for something else to open up, and nobody really jumped that inside route to Landon, so he just delivered a strike and had a big gain there. Once you get Landon out in some open field like that, he's going to eat up yardage quick.
Just an amazing athlete. He and Manning are just, off the charts in terms of athleticism, and you're seeing that on display today. So first down and 10 for the Cashion Wildcats, right around the 38 of the Tigers. Nabavi to the left of Harmon. H-back is Vandruff. Give the Nabavi up the middle, looking for a block. Has a seam, cuts back inside, takes a couple with him, and he'll fall forward right around the 25, 26-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, there you go. Add to that average right there. Average just went up. Good job. Another good hard run. Another big hole by the guys up front. We say it week in and week out. We don't give those guys up front enough credit, but they are what makes this team go. They protect the quarterback and then give those big holes for Nick to run through week in and week out.
Now, Bobby that time has nowhere to go. He's trying to stay patient. That's the time maybe you want to bounce that one out. We'll talk about that during film review in my office. But nonetheless, short, actually a gain of 0 there. Right line of scrimmage. I'll break a second down and 10 here. 10:07, second quarter. Legas and Phippen check back in. It looks like Vandruff checks back out. We've got 2x2. We've got Gilbert and Manning down here below on the short side.
Props to Seth Gilbert. All the plays he's been in the last couple of weeks and games and stuff. He's made some good plays and a lot of good effort out of him the last couple of weeks when he's been in.
Speaking of the devil, jet sweep. Nabavi with a keep, staying patient, curls back up, falls forward. Looks like he'll get about 7 on that one. It goes about to the 19-yard line. That'll bring up third down and very manageable for the Cashion Wildcats. Again, 9:33 left here. Big shout out to Brett Green, my neighbor, Mendel Farm, says hello, says we sound and look good. He must be blind and deaf, but that's all right.
We knew one of those. I'm not going to tell you which one we knew. But
Drew Baker brings up the GQ factor here in the booth for us. Harmon back to pass, looking across the middle, nothing there. He's got a corner route, looks like across the middle, Legas, and that'll fall in the hands of the safety. And that'll be an interception. The intended receiver was Legas, a little bit behind. We saw that last time against Hinton. Should have led maybe Manning a little bit more, as Harmon will have his first turnover, and the Cashion Wildcats' first turnover is number 25. Corral, the freshman, with the pick, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Ulysses Tigers.
Yeah, I think there was a little space there. There was some separation, and right there, that was going to be one of those throws where Ben was going to have to kind of thread the needle. He left it a little bit behind Landon, and just enough for, like you said, number 25 there to undercut that throw and pick it off for the Ulysses Tigers.
Single wing look. Scott and Vager in the backfield. Keeper goes to Vager. He'll work right side. Looks like he's got an edge, a lane in pursuit. Nabavi misses the tackle. Legas and Joey Wilson in pursuit. And that'll be a long gain where the Cashion Wildcats had the Tigers backed up around the 8. Do we have I thought we may have had a flag, but we don't.
Nope.
I'm not sure what the referee was pointing at. But with 9 minutes here, it's the Tigers cruising here on a big run by number 33, senior Brendan Vager. Was that Vager?
Yes, I think so.
So 24-yard run there for the Tigers. Should have set up for first down and 10. Cashion Wildcats staying in that. Looks like a 4-4 look. Caleb Durant's checked in, the freshman. A little counter coming back inside. Nice little move and run there by Cortez. Another nice little run by Cortez. Not as long as his last one, but that'll be a salty run there. It brings up second down and manageable for the Tigers.
And that's what these offensive linemen are going to do, is they're just going to wear you down. They're going to keep pounding. And if you don't, kind of have some legs and have some freshness up there on the front, they're going to eat up the yardage, just 2 or 3 yards or 3 or 4 yards at a time, and be happy with that.
Absolutely. If you watch the film that they had against Dumas, that was what they did all night long. Or at least in the majority of the game, they just kind of cracked those 3 and 4 yard runs.
So a keeper there by Vager, I believe, number 30. Was that number 33?
That was Lorenzo.
Was that Lorenzo?
Yeah,
so
they
faked the counter on that one, and Lorenzo, it was Lorenzo Gomez. He keeps it, and he gets into Cashion territory. Great run. In pursuit there was Gilbert, and I believe I didn't see who the second person was. I apologize, but it'll be first and 10 as the Tigers are moving here, starting this from the 8-yard line after an interception, as the Cashion Wildcats were looking to score to add this lead. 8:04 second quarter. Cashion Wildcats TV. Again, the Wildcats staying in that, looks like that 50 front. Bunch keep there by number 25, Corral. He's got another lane, and the Tigers are getting big holes and good runs there. And that'll bring up second down and about 2 there on a nice run there by number 25, Corral, for the Tigers.
Yeah, and what they're doing, they're finding a little success, getting out there on the edge, trying to find some room on the edge, and they have done that the last few runs that they've had, and then they'll try to bring that little misdirection back through to get the big play.
Corral with the keeper now, quarterback. He gets through. He'll get enough for the first down. Tackle made by Aiden Williams, the senior, but it will be a first down right around the 34-yard line of Cashion.
And that time they just ran right between the tackles, found a little hole there, and got enough for that first down.
Is this where Cashion needs to recognize who the two backs are, knowing that there's no pass opportunity if Scott's not in there? Now, I do see Scott coming back in.
But I mean, like what you said, piggyback on that, they were extremely consistent on who they have back there and the formations they're going to run. So, I mean, I totally agree with you there.
So that might be an adjustment we see for Coach Wood. Maybe we can telepathically. Oh, no, Scott will keep it. He'll get a few yards on first down. Not as much as the last few possessions or last few opportunities.
Still
about 3 yards. I'll bring up second down and 7. Clock running 6:41. And again, the Coach Fawcett, give credit to the Tigers doing their work. The best defense against Cashion is a good offense hanging on top of that ball. And it looks like we will have a timeout as Coach Shackelford and Coach Wood want to have a conversation.
As I was just telling Nima and Chris.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Legacy Insurance and Financial Services is proud to be on Main Street in Cashion, Oklahoma, supporting our Wildcats while writing business throughout Oklahoma and surrounding states. Legacy agents who share over 40 years of experience will shop many carriers to fulfill all of your insurance and investment needs. We welcome face-to-face meetings, but if your needs require an online virtual relationship, we are versed at those too. Let the team of Chris Gibson, Chris Cochran, Aaron Phoenix, and Christina Branson at Legacy Insurance and Financial Services help you build your own legacy, one you will be proud to live and to leave.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Second quarter action here, 6:30. Tigers with the ball. Looks like we do have a clock malfunction there. Looks like referees will go ahead and mark that and maybe reset the play clock. They will. Timeout there, Cashion's first. It's second down and 7 for the Tigers as they're driving. This drive started at the 8-yard line. Inside give to 31. He's got a huge lane still on his feet. Mason Manning with the initial hit doesn't go down, but eventually goes down, and it'll be another first down for the Tigers. They're absolutely dominating the line of scrimmage here, and another first down here right around it looks like the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the best thing for Ulysses right now is the fact that they are burning the heck out of this clock. If they get in the end zone here, they're only down a touchdown, and they get the ball after halftime. So they're thinking, let's keep this ball moving. Let's get in the end zone, burn all this clock all the way down, and then let's get the ball back at to begin the second half and get right back in this ball game.
A strategy for teams that have executed it well has pretty much paid off for them in any of the games. You look at OCA, you look at Hinton, and you look at this, what they've done right here for a little bit. Yeah, Cashion still won those games, but all three of those teams, or all two of those teams, I should say, in the previous couple of weeks, burned a tremendous amount of time off of their clock.
2nd and 8. Keeper sweep to the left side is Scott. No holding call. Yes, we will get the holding call as it's like Gavin Phippen comes off the edge to make the tackle, and that'll be the first. Is that the first penalty against the Tigers?
I think so. There was a jump off sides on defense,
right,
but other than that, it's been a pretty clean game by the Tigers.
So big first major penalty. That certainly hurts a running offense.
Absolutely.
So it looks like Ben Scott, the passing quarterback, goes off. Coming back in will be number 2. Again, a crazy rotation here. Number 2 is looks like Aiden Alvarado, freshman. So Coach Fawcett basically utilizing about 19 different guys to run the ball and to cycle in and out. We've got a 3-back set here. Looks like a little jumbo. Looks like a little wishbone.
It is a little
tribute
wishbone,
to the Sooner days of glories in the 70s and 80s. We will have an offsides. Yep. Goodness gracious.
As Coach Fawcett said, his keys to the game were to stay out of their own way and not make their own mistakes. I mean, the same could be said for Cashion in the last couple of weeks. There's been times where we've come in territory where the opposing team will make a mistake, and then Cashion, instead of capitalizing on that mistake, has turned around and kind of given them a little bit of their ground back.
And that's exactly what happened here. So 2 steps back, 1 step forward here for the Tigers as they get a 5 back on that. It's still second and about 11. Cashion needs to stop here. A little wishbone look. We didn't see this in film. Cashion stays in a 5-man front, blitzing Burke up the middle. Comes inside to give up to the fullback. Met immediately behind the line, squeaks through. We'll get about 1 or 2, and we'll get it back to the original line of scrimmage as number 33. Is that Brendan Vager with the carry? No, I don't know. We don't know. But nonetheless, it's
I think so.
Yep, that was.
3rd and 11 here. I believe Scott is staying off, so they looks like they've rotated in. Looks like number 20. Looks like number 10 Cortez has come back in. I don't think I've ever called so many different rotations guys. So God bless me if this is your first time joining Cashion Wildcats TV. I promise it can be a lot better. 4:41 running clock, second quarter. Cashion up 13. Driving are the Tigers. Pitch out to the right side to Cortez, looking for a lane, outside edge. Gilbert there on the initial where we will get the hold call. Burke with a slam out of bounds. Cortez is going to feel that one. It looks like this one will be marching back as the edge was not set as well as it could be. And it should be another holding call on the Tigers, which will negate the 8-yard run there by Cortez. And it is a spot foul.
Now, right there, you want to see, I think that was Gilbert that came up. Man, get in there, get low, take those legs out, and get a tackle for loss. If you're going to work hard and get up there and be in position to make that tackle, go ahead and finish it, son.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that has plagued us on defense. On the times that we've missed tackles or anything else,
they did call that off. Yep.
It's no more than a lack of error getting up there and breaking down, tackling low. But a lot of times we miss tackles or people get by us, so we try to do the shoulder tackle or the arm tackling, and it's just something you can't allow a running offense to get away with.
Amen. A bunch of hand grabbing up top on the shoulders is not good. So the flag is actually waved, so that'll be 4th down and short. So this is a big play here, 4:29 on the clock. So credit Bryce Burke with that nice tackle to negate the first down. It is inside the 10-yard line, right around the 8 as the Tigers come up. It looks like we've got Ben Scott is not in there, so they brought in the freshman again, number 2, Aiden Alvarado. Wishbone look again. Snap. Inside give, looking for somewhere to go. Jackson Vandruff is there, and that will be a turnover of downs as the Cashion Wildcats come up big with the stop. So turnaround is fair play from the 8-yard line. Cashion was about to punch it in. They throw the interception, and now the Cashion Wildcats, after a significant drive by the Tigers, actually bend but don't break and take over 1st down and 10 right around the 8-yard line.
You know, we talk about, in the post game, I think a few times Shaq says, I got to be patient, stick to my game plan, and keep rolling. Right there, Fawcett, I don't know why he changed up what he was doing because they were just driving down the field methodically. They kind of changed it up, went to that wishbone, and it kind of stalled them a little bit. So I'm not sure what the reason for the change was, but hey, give credit to the Cashion Wildcats, stopping them and not letting them get that fourth down, get the ball back in the hands of the Wildcats.
Swing pass to Bobby. He catches right in the flats to the 10, makes a move inside, will fall forward, and he'll be very close about a nice little 8-yard gain there on the swing pass. Nice job there by Harmon staying patient, put it in a good spot.
Was that Nick feeling bad for a defensive back there? That's the first time I've ever seen him dance with somebody. Usually he just says, all right, let's go. I'm about to run you over. Good job by the open field tackle by number 1 there.
So that'll bring up second down and short, about 1 here. Running clock, 3:54, second quarter. Cashion give to Nabavi. Left side cuts back up the middle. He's still on his feet, falls forward. That'll be enough definitely for the first down all the way to the 24. And the Cashion Wildcats are working here. 2 plays, first down.
And we talk about adjustments and things that coaches do to try to slow down offenses. And you see the coaching staff of Ulysses did a good job of making an adjustment. They've got, a 2 deep safeties now instead of what they were playing where they were kind of getting man on man. But here, it looks like an opportunity to go deep right here again.
Harmon with the keeper, no one there. Cuts back inside, falls forward right around the 42, 41. Great call there. Spread them out, let the man run, and that's a first down, Cashion Wildcats.
And that's one thing when a team adjusts and moves more people back there into that secondary, it's going to open those run lanes like that for Ben. And Coach Shackelford and his offensive coaches saw that same thing. And there they just took advantage, had a huge hole up the middle, and Ben got the big yardage.
First and 10 from the 41. Cashion Wildcats moving here 3 plays thus far, starting at the 8-yard line. Quad look out there, empty back set for the backfield for the Wildcats. Harmon in shotgun. Screen looks like a one-on-one play here for Lagasse. Are we going to get a call? Looks like a hit too. A late hit on Ben Harmon, but no call. Lagasse getting locked up, held on, but no call as well on the edge, and that'll bring up an incompletion, and it'll bring up second down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was just a weird, quick throw by Ben, and got it out quick. And then got hammered in the backfield. Landon was almost surprised to see that ball go by him, I think. And I think Ben just saw that blitz, had to get it out quick, and just didn't get Landon just didn't have enough time to get his head around there and make that catch.
So Shackelford staying in the same original lineup. Swing pass to Manning, gets a block, he's got a lane, got another great block. Manning still on his feet, midfield, he's still on his feet to the 40. Yes, sir! Oh, my goodness, another flag. Mason Manning. Get you a rabbit's foot or something. Get you a 4-leaf clover. Unlucky. We've got 2 flags actually on the field. Huge individual play by Mason Manning. Looked like he was going to take it to the house. It will be called back. And we'll have a block in the back right around the 50-yard line.
I swear he's got the absolute worst luck. It seems all the time when Mason gets a big run like that, there's always a flag behind him somewhere, and he doesn't find out until after
Here's
he's
the
already
replay
made
right
his
here.
big
Let's
play.
see. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a couple plays ago. Let me see if I can get that play up there. There was a great block out there.
I don't think that was what was called.
The back judge, what an arm. He chunked that flag about 30 yards to get it over there.
I didn't even think it was a flag at first. It came from so far away.
And that's what he called. He called the hold over there where the official on that sideline was right in front of the play and didn't call that.
Must have been something. He called a hold. So a huge penalty against the Cashion Wildcats.
And here's the play right here. You'll see the big block out there. I think it was by Nick. No, it was by Vandriff. Just a great hold there. And you see the flag doesn't come flying in until Mason had broke it deep down the sideline.
So that'll bring up third down and about 12. Big play there negated. Would have been a 60-yard catch and reception touchdown for Mason Manning from Ben Harmon. Cashion will go pistol look here, double back set. Looks like a little unique look. Nabavi will come next to Harmon. So it looks like, I'm not sure what's going on here. We got a whistle, I guess, play clock. So Harmon will reset. Little motion here for Gilbert. Fumble. Harmon will keep it. Luckily, he's able to get it in his hands. Cuts back up. Puts the shoulder down. And that'll be another loss. So that'll bring up fourth down. So unfortunate 2 plays as the Cashion Wildcats have a touchdown negated. have a holding call and then have another drop snap there. I'm not going to put that one in the center. I'm going to put that one on Ben that time. I think that hit him right in the hands.
Absolutely, but as bad as that was right there, I mean, a lot of times that play goes a lot worse than that. So
You're
I mean,
exactly right.
For as bad as that was there, you got to give a little bit of props to Ben for recovering it and making a little bit of something out of it, if nothing at all.
So it still says 3rd and 12 here. Nababi will split out, empty backfield again. Harmon back to pass. Looking for that deep middle, pulls out, he goes ahead and keeps it. He's going to roll to his left, trying to get a block, cuts back up, across the 45 to the 47, and that'll bring up 4th down and manageable. So I think Harmon was spying that slant again. I think he kind of had a little, maybe a little hesitation, decides to keep it, and it's 4th and manageable for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm there. I mean, they brought Gavin in there and had him kind of streaking down the middle. Looked like he had a little bit of separation there, but by the time Ben could turn and really throw it, I think he had somebody in his face, had to really just pull it down and get those yards.
So it looks like a timeout. It looks like Coach Fawcett is looking at the clock. I think about a minute left here in the second quarter. Apologize if we haven't given you a time update. So he's looking maybe if we get a stop here, he's got a chance to use one more timeout and maybe get another score. Drew, I think you've got some scores for us.
Yep, I've been itching at the bit. We're getting kind of late in the season here, so I always like to look forward to some of the bigger teams. I think the game I'd want to watch this week, other than the Cashion one, obviously, is the Hinton Tonkawa game. Cashion's district they're in super competitive, so the winner of if Tonkawa wins against Hinton tonight, that'll be who we end up playing next week for the district championship. Other teams you got to look at, Ringling been super successful so far in this season. You go down a little bit, scroll there. Let's go down to Hooker. Hooker's undefeated, 6-0 this season. They're playing Texoma tonight. Hooker's another Class A team you got to watch out for. That along with Pawhuska. I mean, there's just a lot of teams. Tonkawa, not that I mentioned. There's just some teams that you got to look out for. Kind of looking forward into the later part of the season.
Yeah, Chris and I were looking at the district the brackets for the playoffs, and certainly trying to eye out and try to get an idea. So 4th down, Nababi splits out. Big down here for the Cashion Wildcats. A minute 38 left here in the second quarter. Up 13. Harmon back to pass. He's got Nababi in the flats with the catch and the drop. So Nababi needs to catch the ball before he runs with the ball. That was an easy 1st down and would have had the ability to maybe get a few extra yards. Don't see that from Nick. I think that's his first drop of the entire year. And that was a big one as the Tigers will take over right around the 47-yard line with about minute 34 left.
Yeah, right there. I mean, that's one of those that you're so wide open that you want to catch and run. And I think Nick was kind of looking downfield, ready to get the ball and start making some plays down the field and just lost that focus. And the ball hits the ground and turnover on downs for the Wildcats. Ulysses has I'm not sure how much time left. They switched it over to the timeout clock.
I think it's about a minute 34 left, I think.
About a minute 34 left in the half to try to go down there and score. But the Cashion Wildcats, you see, we talked about Maroney and being out, and so having some injuries on that line. And now I see Preston Cotter is on the sideline without his helmet, so hopefully he's just they're just kind of evaluating him, and he'll be back in the game here shortly because you don't want to lose those linemen, those kids like Preston and Camden Maroney and Preston Cotter are two of the anchors on that offensive line and the defensive line.
Absolutely.
Too, and that may be why we've seen them kind of moving that ball. We've had to have some kids step up, and hopefully we'll get some of those kids back healthy and ready to go next week against that Tonkawa team like you were talking about.
Absolutely.
All right, so it'll be 1st down and 10, minute 34 here, second quarter action. Cashion Wildcats up here, 27 on Cashion Wildcats TV here, powered by Scoredle. Game of the week, it's a good one. Single wing set here for the Tigers, a little jet action sweep here. Let's see if there's a give. There's a keep by Scott. He'll cut back up the middle. He gets another lane, still on his feet. A solid run there for about 5 yards for Scott on 1st down. Again, we'll have to watch the clock here. Minute 24. The Coach Fawcett there for the Tigers has one timeout left. Running team here. I'm not sure when he'll try to start to open it up. Scott is the throwing quarterback. Power left look here as the Cashion Wildcats come to the line. Sweep to the left is the keep by 38. Trying to get the edge. Coming back out. Spins it out. Nice work by Manning extending that play out. He will go out of bounds. Unfortunately, they can't keep number 38. I can see that here from here, Lorenzo Gomez. But it will be enough. Is that enough for the 1st down? It will be enough for the 1st down as the Tigers are moving deep into Cashion territory right around the 36.
And now let's see if they don't just try to use that edge and get out there. If you get the edge, take it, turn it up. If you don't, let's get out of bounds, is what I would be telling them if I was the coach. Stop that clock, get a few yards, and let's keep moving down the field and try to get in the end zone.
Yeah, the Tigers, in terms of running a single wing, it's predicated on numbers and blocking, and then hitting a counter or a reverse to kind of fool. And so we do have a balanced look here. Two wide outs down below, one up top. Fumble on the ball, loose. It's on the ground. It's like Jake Branson. Looks like Joey Wilson was there as well as Vandroff, but it's Jake Branson who's having a monster night tonight with a huge tackle for loss. And Cashion here with 53 seconds left. I don't know if Shaq is going to call a timeout. It is second and long. Looks like he's going to let this one run. So let's see what Coach Fawcett dials up. It's like second and about 18, right around the 44-yard line of Cashion. So a big, huge play there. Cashion having a couple bad snaps, and now the Tigers get one as well. We'll have Scott here, single wing look, power right look. Looks like a pass right here for Scott. Little jet sweep here coming in motion. It is a keeper blown up. It's a flip. It's a reverse. No one's in great coverage by the Cashion Wildcats. Bryce Burke in coverage. And Bobby coming with a big hit. Number 2, the freshman. And that is that's Aiden Alvarado with the reverse, and he'll take a licking as Bryce Burke in pursuit and Bobby with the hit. And that'll be the timeout as Coach Fawcett, staring at third and long, says, "What am I going to do here?"
I don't know who was that on the edge that they just completely almost blew that play up before it even started. I give credit to the Tigers; they actually got that reverse around that edge, and they were going to try to do a little, reverse pass, it looked like to me, but our defensive backfield did a great job, our secondary, of staying home, and there was nothing there. And Bryce Burke was in hot pursuit, and Nick Nabavi had an awesome angle, took an awesome angle, and just completely destroyed him on the sideline to just make him let him know, hey, I'm here to play, and I'm definitely coming with a full head of steam. Great job by the boys out there to make that big play and not let something happen down the field to give them some momentum going into the halftime.
So if Cashion gets the stop here and makes them punt, are you seeing maybe Coach Shaq use a timeout, or is he just like, Drew, you've been in this situation a lot with Coach Shaq. Is he just going to say, whatevs, let's go to halftime?
I think in this situation he's going to just, if he gets the ball, that kind of thing, I think we'll run with when we get the punt, obviously, but I don't think he's going to call a timeout and drag this half out any longer than it needs to be. So I think, like you said, he's probably going to call.
Was there 9 seconds?
Yeah, 9 seconds.
9 seconds.
One play, I didn't know. Yeah. So we got maybe 1.5 plays here. So little quad look here for trips up top. Ben Scott, the quarterback, 3-man rush. Cashion in basically a big look. Joey Wilson with the pressure. Looks like we have a pick, but Nabavi should have caught it that time. He tried to, I think, thinking that it was fourth down, was going to knock it down. That would have been the smart play. I don't know who did that, but in essence, fourth down play there. Now for the Tigers, I think Nabavi was probably thinking it was fourth down as he tried
to. Like volleyball going on there.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on there in the back, not the backfield, downfield from the QB there. You were like kind of remind me of that scene from Top Gun where they're just volleying back and forth. It was all over the place.
He should have just at third down. He needed to catch that one. Now he can knock it down if he wants to. But 3.8. This will be the last play of the half. Little give. Aiden Will. Actually, that's Jaden. Is that Aiden Miller? I think that was number 77, Jaden Miller with the tackle. Great work there for the senior coming in. He's got a big old cast on his hand. Didn't need to bother him at all. So that'll be a tackle for loss, and that'll be the end of the second quarter, first half of action. It was not the prettiest of second quarters, but the Cashion Wildcats hang tight, lead by 13 points, 20-7.
Yeah, the first quarter and the second quarter were two completely different ball games there. I mean, the first quarter, everything was clicking on offense. Where the defense was doing a great job of just blowing up anything in the run game. Had the one hiccup in the pass game. I'll give Gavin a pass on that one. Learn from that, get better, get back into that game speed. And then the second half rolls around. We're doing great, driving right down the field.
That was the key right
here.
We
throw the interception, the turnover. The no turnovers is the key that I threw out there. We threw that turnover, and it was just kind of like we forgot how to play defense. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we had a few penalties, just kept shooting ourselves in the foot initially, and then just couldn't ever get anything going, getting back in the end zone in the second quarter. So yeah, let's go into the second half or in this halftime and make some adjustments on defense. See if we get Preston. I mean, he's out. He's been out a lot of that second quarter. Maybe get him back out there and then see what we can do going forward in the second half.
Yeah, certainly from a standpoint, I do believe that was the key, right? Cashion had a chance to go up 27-7 in the second quarter. That interception, almost eerily similar to what was thrown against Hinton, against Lagasse as well, a little bit behind. And, stops that. And give credit to the Tigers on the interception, starting at the 8, going all the way down to the Cashion 8 after a turnover of downs. But certainly, a tale of essentially two quarters there in the first half. Drew, any final thoughts before we go to commercial and break down the halftime?
Nope. I mean, I think you guys kind of nailed it on the head. I think I saw Lane was moseying his way over here for the Lessons with Lane halftime deal. So.
All right, so we'll go to a quick commercial here on CWTV. It is the game of the week. We appreciate you guys joining here on Cashion Wildcats TV, Squirtle.com, Squirtle TV, as the Cashion Wildcats, #1 ranked in Class A, taking on the 4A visitors from Ulysses, Kansas, up 20-7. We'll be back in a sec.
Team up with Pioneer iVideo and start streaming the most popular TV shows and movies from your favorite devices today. Download the iVideo app and start watching anywhere in your home using Pioneer Internet. Each package includes free high-definition and cloud DVR features like video on demand, Restart TV, and Replay TV, just in case you forget to record a program. Visit gopioneer.com for more details and compatible devices. Some restrictions apply.
At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today, 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats!
All right, we're back with our little halftime breakdown, Lessons with Lane, as we've been come to calling it. So what's your first impression from the first half here at Ranger Field in Alba?
Ranger Field is like a poor man's UCO, right? I mean, it's a pretty nice facility.
It is. It really is.
It just is. It just not quite there. But anyway, if you're Ulysses, you're probably disgusted with yourself that you are a 4A school in Kansas, and if they were playing in Oklahoma, they'd be the smallest 4A school.
And I think they're even the smallest 4A school in Kansas.
Oh,
I
is
think
that right?
Said their enrollment for football was like 351 for 4A, which is incredibly small for that class.
So it'd be like us playing Elk City or Cache, somebody like that, or a Tuttle or Blanchard. I mean, we would get our brains beat in if we played Tuttle. And
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you're Ulysses, you're probably not feeling real good about yourselves because we really dominated the game really from the start. We just threw an interception that really we didn't need to throw. And I don't know. I mean, does it feel like we're just kind of flirting with disaster? We've been flirting with disaster for the last 2 or 3 games where we're almost good enough but not quite good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a kind of a strange – and Shaq has really got after them kids of trying to get that point across, to saying, hey, these next 2 or 3 games coming up are going to be pretty good games, pretty big games. I went and watched Tonkawa play last Thursday, and man, it's going to be all we can do to beat them if we can beat them.
Tonkawa plays Hinton tonight, and I haven't got the score update on that yet, but I mean, like we were talking about, if Tonkawa, which they're projected like 60% on the Squirtle poll to beat Hinton tonight. So if they would beat Hinton tomorrow, the district championship's going to be next week, Cashion versus Tonkawa,
Right.
both undefeated in record. So I mean, yeah, that's what I was looking at. There's a bunch of Class A schools on here. I mean, this is looking way further down into the playoffs. I mean, Hooker 6-0 undefeated. You go down a little bit more to Ringling. Ringling has been beating the brakes off of everybody they played. They're 6-0. You go down a little bit further, I mean, even just in our district, I mean, OCA has lost one game. Watonga has lost one game to Cashion, OCA to Cashion. Tonkawa, Hinton right now is 21-7, Tonkawa winning at halftime. So, and Gore, they haven't played, a ton of good people yet, but I mean, they're 6-0 still in Class A. So, I mean, there's a lot of good schools that we're probably going to have to play at some point. And like you said, the flirting with disaster kind of thing just kind of feels off.
So, there's a lot of people from Cashion that went to school at Northwestern. Stephen Wilson, my son, went at school at Northwestern. One of the Wicket boys in the late 70s went to school up here. There was 3 or 4 of them kids off of that late 70s teams that come up here to play football at Northwestern. The legendary Chris Cochran played football at Northwestern till he didn't. And then Kerry Cochran went to school at Northwestern. So there's quite a few people from Northwestern or from Cashion that went to school at Northwestern.
Yep.
We looked okay on offense. Ben Harmon was 6 of 8 for 176. And
he had some good running yards or rushing yards.
Right. Yeah, he had 2 carries for 32 yards. Nick Nabavi just gets better every week.
Absolutely.
He blew a kid up over there on the sidelines on the opposite side of the field towards the end of the second half. I
zoomed in on that. I mean, the kid was thrown off the sidelines.
And again, Nick is just getting better and better every week. Landon Lagasse is still being Landon Lagasse. We were on the way up here. The legendary Brock Maroney was in our. Yeah, we were talking about football, and I think maybe Landon may be the best receiver we've had come through Cashion.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely up there. He's just one of those kids. I want to see him one game just completely every single play, just 100% effort, sell out. And a lot of times you don't ever see that with kids, but I mean, it'd be something to see him just sell out 100% effort for 4 quarters, just to see what he could do.
Right. On the way up here, we got about 5 miles from town, and almost every other town, you get 10 miles from town, you can see the town. We got like 3 or 4 miles it's flat as can be, and we didn't know Alva was here until we pulled up to the John Deere dealership outside of town, and we're like, okay, Alva's here.
Yeah, you should have seen me and Charlie Robinson rode in style here today. He said he was going to meet me halfway, or not halfway, on the way up here so we could ride together. He pulls up in a 1977 Thunderbird white.
Oh, yeah.
Carpet interior, everything else. So we rode up here in style.
Oh, yeah. Next week's going to be our season. Tonkawa is going to be the team that we're going to have to man up and beat. And, they're going to be looking at the films of us playing Hinton. Hinton really had no business really playing with us, but they were up for that game, and they played well. Looking at that Hinton game, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. If we would have got up 12-0 on Hinton first part of the first quarter, second quarter, we would have beat them 40-0. But they got ball control. They kind of make the clock get on their side, and so they just kind of made it where they didn't really have to really play a hurry-up offense, and that is really something that they can't do very well. And Ulysses is kind of seeing that same problem. I mean, their quarterback, that interception he threw to Landon Lagasse was horrific.
And that's what I told Chris and Nima before the game. If you watched all their film or anything else, the one thing that I would have told their Coach Fawcett, not to do is, I mean, their quarterback has a tendency, that ball kind of lingers in the air for a little bit, and you do not want Landon Lagasse anywhere where he can get set up underneath that thing when it comes down.
I don't know if you guys have been up here to Northwestern. Again, I didn't talk glowingly of Northwestern, but I mean, it's a really nice field. It's a turf field. They've got it's kind of like in a bowl look. Their bleachers are cement.
Built kind of into a hill.
Their bleachers are cement on the visitor side, and nice aluminum bleachers on the home side, and got a tremendous press box. And I went back there and looked at their weight room, which is in their kind of by their locker room, and it's a nice facility.
Absolutely. As far as if you are, let's say you're any other team, let's say you're Tonkawa next week. For me, if have watched any film on Cashion, let's say you've watched all the film, your keys to shutting down our Cashion offense, if you can isolate Landon Lagasse, shut him down. As we saw in Hinton, they shut him down. That was a lot of problem. If you can control the clock like OCA and Hinton did, and if you can force us to have to run the ball one time after another, or force our defense to be in a situation to where we have to fight the entire way down the field 4 yards at a time.
And that's been our problem really for 10 years. We are not great at fist fights. And, we played Pawnee when you were were you on that team when we played Pawnee at Cushing? Or was that was your brother?
No,
but
it was Ryan's team.
It was a fist fight. And we were up for the challenge on that. Last year we could go toe-to-toe with people, but our problem has been for the last 10 years is teams don't think we're tough enough, and so that's Tonkawa's going to be Tonkawa's mentality. They're going to be like, we're going to line up and we're going to run the ball and we're going to see if you're man enough to stop us. You may be man enough to stop us the first quarter, but we don't think
you're for 4 quarters.
We don't think you're good enough to do that for 3 or 4 quarters.
And that's another thing. There's been teams in the past. I mean, you can name just kids off the top of your list. The Bosler boys, the Lee kids. Luke and them, Peyton, Jeremy Seaton, those kind of kids. There's been a lot of different teams where there's been, hey, if it has to be a war for 4 quarters, they're up to the challenge. And the last couple of years, we haven't really had those games in the regular season that have been full-blown dogfights for 4 quarters. So I'm kind of curious to see how this almost kind of younger team, different kind of kid team is going to go fare against a knockdown dragon.
Right, and that Tonkawa, they've got a number 5 kid. I think he moved in, got eligible from Ponca City, and he is legit for Tonkawa. He'll be a problem for us when we play him next week. But if Ulysses would have messed around and scored at the end of this half, they got the ball. They get the ball second half, so they would make a game of it. They still could make a game of it if we don't get out there and really toe to toe with them here on the line for the first part of the third quarter. If we can do that, if we can control the line of scrimmage for the first part of the third quarter, I think we'll be okay. But, man, it's just they were running the ball a little bit more than into that second quarter than what I really thought they would.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised at the amount of times that they threw the ball. I mean, that formation, it's their consistency in that one formation, that bunch offense or that, slanted offense, however you want to call it, is. I mean, they've just been doing the same thing over and over again. I'm trying to think of another. You might be better at this than I am. I'm trying to think of another team that we played within the last 4 or 5 years that runs that kind of style of offense that consistently.
Well, they look like a Morrison team. They just kind of make it all muddled up where they're handing the ball off to, and there's such a tight formation. I don't know. We're gonna see what we're made of here. I would like to see, and the coaches will be after them at halftime to make sure that they man up and play tough here this second half. If we can do that, we'll get out of this game. And the coaches, the main thing they don't want to do, they don't want to get another kid hurt. And I saw Preston Carter.
Yep.
He had his helmet off,
I think
and it
Mark,
looked like a trainer had a helmet.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if Mark Parrott had told us before he left. I mean, this isn't confirmed or anything, but he had been told that he had a concussion.
Okay.
So I mean, whether that's what Mark has said.
Just
protocol for concussion.
And you don't want to. You're playing. We're not playing for the Kansas State Championship, so we're playing against the Ulysses Fighting Feedlotters. Is that who it is?
I believe it's the Tigers.
Oh, the Tigers. Okay.
Hey, let me ask you guys. We talked about the interception. Do you think if Cashion puts it in, goes up 27-7, do you think Coach Fawcett's game plan changes? Do you think he starts to try to throw the ball, or do you think he instead of getting they get the ball at the 8, they're able to work it all the way down, take about 6 minutes off the clock? Does his game plan change if it was 27-7?
I don't think it does. I think that he's kind of have the same mentality that we do. this is a freebie game. We're going to work on what we do, and we can run the ball, and we're going to continue to run that ball. And we, you know, we know we're probably going to get beat now. If the score is 27-7, they would probably give in and say we're going to get beat. So they're just going to try to run to their strength and run the ball.
Absolutely, and you talked about this being a freebie game. Obviously, it's still a game. Obviously, you know, you're still playing contact football and everything else. But really, I think if you're Ulysses, you try and work on some of the things that you need to work on for sure. And same thing with Cashion. It wouldn't surprise me if we come out in the second half and you see some things that you wouldn't think that we'd do in the second half, just to see if we can do them, especially with the games that we have coming up in the schedule.
Jake Branson looked pretty good tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He really did. And he's been one of those kids that's the times that he's come in the other regular season games, he's really, you know, shown out for himself, effort-wise, absolutely.
You know, he just is not very big.
Yeah,
and that's the main part of his problem. He's aggressive, and he hits hard. He just doesn't have a lot of lead in his pants. That's an old man saying, by the way.
Lead in his pants.
All right, so we've got about 3 minutes left here before half. Another 3, and they'll put on the clock, so 6 total. So as we think about the second half, I wasn't here for the first part of it. I got a hot dog, so I apologize about that. But you know,
good.
Lane, from your perspective, I mean, you talked about you know, getting punched in the mouth and bowing back up. What's the maybe 1 or 2 key things that one on offense and one in defense that you want to see and need to see for Cashion in the second half, regardless of the outcome? What do you want to see from Cashion in the second half?
Don't get hurt. Try to keep on running the ball and try to get out of here with a win without somebody's leg getting ripped off. I think that's the main focus, and get prepared for Tonkawa. Like I told Drew, I saw Tonkawa play last Thursday, and it's unbelievable when you're a state champ and had the quality of football team or tradition that Cashion's had over the last 10 years. When you play teams, when we played OCA had their loudspeaker guy was a total moron, and he talked the whole game, and there was 300 people in the stands, and their fans were out of control in a good way, and their players were fired up. And I watched Tonkawa play OCA last week. OCA had 50 people in the stands, and their kid's number 75. You remember him? Yeah. He was all world.
77.
Yeah, he was. 77.
Well, the big kid, I think 75. I think you guys were wrong.
Oh, 85 was the tight end.
Yeah. 85. Attaboy. 85. 85. Team effort. Yeah, 85 was a man against us, and he was hobbled around and didn't look the part. So when we play teams, they're gonna be ready for us.
They bring their A game every time, like what Shaq said in the post OCA deal. I mean, if you're gonna play us, you're gonna play like you're gonna play like your season's online, whether it is or not, just because that's what you have to do.
And like we talked earlier, if you're Ulysses fighting feedlotters, you're not too happy. Going in at halftime, you're like, we got a Class A school that's got 180 kids in their high school that is beating the brakes off of us at halftime, and this thing could get out of hand if things fall. You know, if we throw a touchdown pass, may get it kind of ugly for them.
Well, appreciate it, Lane, very much. I mean, it certainly you can point to a few plays. I mean, Nick, you know, we gave. I was talking to Mrs. Nababi about the drop. I know she yelled at Nick about that, but we have a 67-yard touchdown reception by Mason Manning that was returned, right, based on a holding call.
Mm-hmm.
That drive potentially ended. We had that interception in the end zone.
Yep.
You know, so just like against Hinton, you know, we talked about the first half woes against Hinton. You know, 5 of our 6 possessions going into the red zone, coming away with no points, 3 turnovers. You know, Cashion coming back out in the second half, kind of doing what they need to do, like to your point, Lane, and getting the victory. You know, it's something that you know I certainly would love to see here happen. Kind of clean up a few things, take care of the ball.
Does that over there on the 10-yard line? Does that say Chris Cochran football field? No. Or does that say Todd Mason? Nope.
Todd Mason,
it doesn't.
nope.
It says Alva State Bank. I thought for a minute that they named the field after Chris Cochran, the great Chris Cochran, Northwestern.
Well, we did get.
Did he come up here and play for
I think he come up here for a cup of coffee. I think he played for maybe a half a semester, and then he went to
New Mexico,
Northern New Mexico State Southwest or something like that, and played at New Mexico, northern New Mexico.
Well, we love Chris Cochran.
Oh, yeah.
And we love Chris Gibson as some of our great, fantastic sponsors. We've got a bunch of them, out there. And we've got some new commercials. We got Gateway Realty, got a nice little commercial there. And so we appreciate all our fine sponsors and all the great folks over at Squirtle that get all of our great sponsors the visual ability to kind of share and give up what all the great services that they can offer, and obviously keeping this particular broadcast for you guys free of charge. So we've got about 2 minutes on the clock after the stretch. I think we'll have a chance maybe to go to a quick timeout, and we'll be back here as the Cashion Wildcats lessons with Lane and Drew come to conclusion. We'll see what happens here in the second half as the Cashion Wildcats will be kicking off up 20-7.
Cashion Shape Up Fitness is locally owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per month, and we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today, 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray.
This is Grain and Grange Market, the coolest little boutique you've never heard of. Come see us.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape.
Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
All right, welcome back to Northwest OSU Alva. It is Friday Night Lights live from Ranger Stadium. I'm Neiman Abavi. Joining me up here in the booth is my man Chris Gibson and Drew Baker, along with Mark Parrott on the camera. Appreciate Mark. On the field, we got Colton and Gage. Appreciate those guys. It is the Cashion Wildcats here on Cashion Wildcats TV. Squirtle game of the week, taking on the Ulysses, Kansas Tigers. Second half action about to start with the Cashion Wildcats kicking off up 20-7. We had a little breakdown there with Drew and Lane.
Always entertaining.
Always entertaining. Bryson Hogan with a deep kick. Goes to the outside. Looks like that will go out of bounds. And it'll be a fresh start for the Tigers right around the 35. We didn't talk about field position, but, it was pretty even. It wasn't necessarily anything outstanding. The Tigers did get their best possession on their last drive at the Cashion 47. This is not bad here at their own 35.
Field position really, to me, didn't stand out very much in the first half as far as being a big factor.
So actually, we had a penalty. Was that a false start?
Well, the worst field position they had the best drive they had, but they didn't score.
Yeah.
But they took a lot of time off the clock and had a kind of regained their, identity running the ball, and were able to get some confidence on that long drive that they started on the 8-yard line.
So there was a penalty there, a little mark back of 5 yards, so Hogan will be kicking off from the 35. I wonder if he's going to try to find that sweet spot right around the 30 to drop that in there. Looks like we've got number 15, the up back there for the Tigers. Well, I don't have a 15 here on the roster. Actually, you'll go ahead and go deep middle. Caught on the fly. He's number 1. He's got a full head of steam. Nathan Ababi out there. He'll make the tackle. Good job there by the sophomore. Nathan Ababi, open field against number 1. That is Mendez. So Cashion actually kind of sort of wins out here after the 5-yard mark off. The Tigers will be starting first down and 10 at the 34.
Yeah, right there. You know, a lot of times when the ball goes out of bounds, you usually just take it at 35. I'm really surprised that Shaq didn't say, all right, we'll go ahead and try an onside kick here since you're going to give us another shot. But kicked it deep, and like you said, came out a yard better than what we would have been.
So Cashion came out with a 4-lineman set, 4-3 look here, as we got Jake Branson, Gilbert, and Ababi in the middle, along with Bryce Burke. Actually, 4-4. Little sweep out to the left side. Running back for the Tigers. Drags a few tacklers. Look like I see Gavin Phippen along with Bryce Burke on the tackle. It'll be about a gain of about 2 or 3 to bring up second down and long.
Yeah, and you'll see, you'll notice you don't see Preston Cotter out there. Came in, y'all were talking about him a little bit, being on the sideline without the helmet. I talked to his dad. He's just out for the concussion protocol. Not a game that really counts against anything. So just for safety purposes, going to keep him out the second half.
Yeah, absolutely.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers. Bunch set. Keeper inside. Little give to Scott. He's going to bull forward for a few more. He'll get about 3 or 4, and this is exactly what Coach Fawcett wants. Run the clock, get about 3 yards, and he'll bring up third down and manageable for the Tigers right around the 42-yard line.
And undoubtedly, he's watched film on us, and that's a strategy that's worked for the teams that have tried it to a certain degree. You know, is run the clock, get 3 and 4, run the clock, get 3 and 4, run the clock until you've drained, you know, a good majority of the quarter by the time you get down into the red zone pay dirt territory.
And as Lane would offer up, get out with a win. I think a lot of folks would be okay if it was an early, a quick
yeah, no doubt.
With our drive back to our various places.
2.5, maybe 3.5 for some of our folks here in the booth. So 10:36 here, running clock. Third quarter, bunch set, right formation. Keeper left side. Scott's looking for a lane. Doesn't get anywhere as he's stonewalled by Jackson Vandruff. And that'll bring up 4th down and about 2. Question mark here for Fawcett. What's he going to do?
I think he's gone for it that last time he was in this situation, got the first down. I don't see him punting it and getting it deep. He needs to keep the ball in his hands. And right here, he's going to go for it and try to punch that 2 yards and get that first down.
It's actually about a long 1 here as we see it. So 4th and 1 from the 43. We do have Scott in as what we would call the quarterback.
Have we seen any teams run out of the huddle like this year?
No, I don't think so. It's been all from the Meerkat. So actually they do show punt formation. Nobody back for Cashion looking for the fake. It's not there. Punt is away. So it's like Lagasse was back there. He thought about catching it, and it'll fall in the hands of number 10. Evan Cortez probably should have let that one bounce, but the 3 and out for the Cashion Wildcats, and it'll be first down and 10 right around the 26.
It just surprises me. I really figured they would try to go ahead and get that 1 yard there. They've had some success running the football. But I guess he's thinking, let's go ahead and punt this deep, see if we can't get a stop and maybe flip the field a little bit.
So Cashion comes out, trip formation, short side, and Ababi to the left of Harmon. Jackson Vandruff split it out there on the line on the left side as well. 4-3 look. Keeper for Harmon. He goes back to pass. Swing pass to Ababi. He does catch that one at the 25 to 30. Stiff arm. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Put him on his back.
So right Ababi said he heard you. He must have heard you. And so number 1 goes for a ride. That would be, again, we offered up his name earlier, Mendez. So that'll be a gain of about 8 on the swing pass to Nababi. Bring up second down and 2. Nababi going out of bounds, so the clock will stop with 9:32 here in the third quarter. Harmon give to Nababi, staying patient, goes out to the right, outside, trying to find a lane. Swallowed up, number 55 is the first one there, but it'll be enough for the first down as Blake Rodriguez, the senior, comes up with the tackle, and it'll be a first down and 10 for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, Neiman and I were talking about the offense and just, taking what they're giving you, and right now, they're trying to not get gashed in over the in the air. So they're kind of dropping some kids back into coverage, giving that front a good look to run the ball. Now they're moving some more kids up into the box. Maybe we'll see a pass. But man, I'd like to see Nick get about 10 carries this half and get a lot of yards.
So just with that, Nick does get about 4 yards. Good blocking out front. Is able to kind of roll forward to bring up second down at about 6. Running clock, 8:43 here, third quarter. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Game of the Week for Squirtle.com. It's Nima, Chris, and Drew. We appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV, Homer Television, for the #1 ranked Cashion Wildcats. On the road here, basically a neutral site game here, taking on the 4A Ulysses, Kansas Tigers. Cashion up 20-7. Shotgun look here. Fake. Harmon will go ahead and keep. He'll get to the outside. He's got a chance. Got a lane to the 50. Can't catch him. Let's see what happens. Gets to the 35 and wisely out of bounds. Ben Harmon showing those feet. First down, Cashion Wildcats.
And that's what happens when they drop back into coverage like that against this offense. Shaq is going to see that, tell Ben, pull it down, find that edge, and just go get those big yards.
So play number 5 here for the Cashion Wildcats. This one started at the 26, now all the way down to the 33 of the Tigers. Running clock here, actually out of bounds, so I apologize. So clock has stopped. 8:14 on the clock here, second quarter. This is the first possession for the Cashion Wildcats here in the second half, as getting a 3 and out with the Tigers on the initial kickoff. Nabavi to the right of Harmon. It'll be a give to Nabavi left side. He bounces it outside, trying to break free. Good open field tackle. Good work there by number 31, Orozco, Carmen Orozco. And Nabavi, again, starting to be patient. I appreciate his patience. Again, another opportunity just to go ahead and get north and south. That'll be a gain of, actually a loss of 1. I'll bring up second down and 11. Trips right for the Cashion Wildcats. Vandruff at left on the tight end set. That'll be another give to, actually a keeper. Harmon on the slant to Legas all the way down to, looks like the 14-yard line. Great job and an unbelievable touchdown-saving tackle there by the DB for the Tigers, or Legas would have been looking at touchdown number 2 on the night.
Yeah, talk about a shoestring tackle. Just another great route running by Landon Legas there, and then Ben just putting it on the numbers with him on the move like that. And a lot of times we've seen that play this year, and it is gone for a touchdown. Great job there by the defensive back to get into his feet and bring him down.
First and 10 from the 17. Give the Nabavi right side. There's a mad rush. He's trying to get to the outside. Has a chance. Tackled by that pink tackle, but the pink towel on the back.
Whose idea was that?
That was Mom's idea, I think. So Orozco with the tackle. Actually, that may have been number 33. I apologize. I can't tell. Brennan Vager. We've called their names quite a bit. So it'll be basically no gain. Good work by Nabavi, which turning basically into what would have been a 4-yard loss into getting it back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be second down and 10. 6:35 running clock here. Third quarter. 2-by-2. Gavin Fippins checked in for Vandruff. And nice work there by Harmon and the team, getting the free 5, and I'll bring up second down and 5 for the Cashion Wildcats.
Big shout out again, Squirtle making us the game of the week and everything else. I was actually pretty privileged to be in the Squirtle Pay Dirt studio last week.
Yeah, you're flashing those threads. You're showing off the fancy shirt that you got.
Talk about stressful, though, sitting there with everybody in our group message, sending updates in from all across the games everywhere. It's a little hectic. So the guys that do that, Andy Campbell and those other guys, huge shout out to them and thanks to them.
Harmon with the pass screen, and the Manning with this move, and the catch. It will be a touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. That literally was a window closing by the millisecond, but Manning with the catch and the swift feet and the shimmy to get in the end zone for his first touchdown, or his second touchdown of the night, and the Cashion Wildcats go up 26-7.
Wow. All I can say on that was, wow. I mean, Ben threaded the needle. Mason did a great job of focusing, catching the ball, and then stopped on a dime and made a kid miss to get in the end zone. Great job by both those boys. Lots of focus there and lots of precision to get in the end zone for the Wildcats.
Bryson Hogan has been doing the kicking duties all game today. Hold by Nabavi. Kick is up, and it will look like it is good. So Bryson Hogan, 3 for 4 on extra points on the night, and it is Cashion Wildcats 27 and your Ulysses Tigers 7 here with 6:09 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, here's the replay right here. You see, I mean, there was no room right there for error, and Ben threaded the needle, got it in there. Mason made a kid miss, got in the end zone. Great job by the Wildcats to come out, get a big stop on defense first off, and then just to drive right down the field and go up 27-7 in this third quarter.
So again, Cashion basically starting from the 26 with their first possession. A little started off behind the legs of Nick Nabavi and Ben Harmon, and it finished off with a fantastic 16-yard touchdown pass to Mason Manning. Again, a 74-yard drive. I believe that was 7 plays, including the offside. So Bryson Hogan out to kick again from the 40. Little quad set here, diamond look for the Tigers deep. High onside, that will land right around the 25. That will stay in bounds, and that will eventually go out of bounds. Jake Branson had a chance on that one. Goodness
Jake Branson
gracious.
almost taking out our camera guy, Brad Stone, down the sidelines if his reflexes were a little bit slower.
Yeah, it's just great hustle there by Jake, and we've seen it all night long on the defensive side of the ball, of just flying around. And looks like Ulysses is going to go ahead and let them kick that again, just to I don't know why they don't just take it at the 35 and let's go.
35's a good spot, man.
Yep.
I'm just telling you. This is the second time in a row they've been.
They run that little starburst return, and I think they want to give their kids a shot to run that, see if they can't bust something big, get something quick on the board.
Man, coming out with the terminology. Starburst.
Hey, we had that's what we called it in high school.
You're like
it
Mike
worked
Morgan on the
like
Weather
a
Channel, just
charm.
coining new terms here.
Hogan with the kick over. He'll kind of knuckle that one. That'll hit around the 25. It'll land right in the hands. There's going to be a handoff, a double handoff. Jake Branson's there. Looks like a nice little return set up. And so little trickeration there for the
Starburst.
Tigers.
That's what it's called. I'm telling you.
To Chris's credit, number 25, that is Fabian Corral, the freshman, is able to get the double handoff and work it down the home sideline all the way into Cashion territory. So they didn't get the plus last time. They do get the plus this time. It was a plus 15 on the on negating that penalty and doing the kickover. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Tigers right at the 50. Jumbo set, single wing, power right look here for the Tigers. Fumble snap, it's on the ground, still on the ground. Eventually tackled Jackson Vandruff. And looks like number 33 paid for that one, Brennan Vager.
And Jackson right there coming around that edge and just getting that shoulder down and just keeping his motor going, keeping those feet moving. Got around that edge, got down the line and tackled him from behind. I know there was a fumble there, but, man, Jackson does such a good job of keeping his motor running, keep his feet moving, and he got to them before he could really get moving and got that tackle for loss.
2nd and 13, a little reversal, swing out to the right side. Gavin Phippen first there. Aiden Williams there with the cleanup along with Nabavi. Nice little gain there for the Tigers there on the sweep. It looked like it'll be 3rd down and about 6 or 7, right around the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and that time, that was just one of those misdirection plays. Got out there on the edge. Gavin did a good job of really turning him back in and keeping him to about a 6-yard gain instead of getting out on the edge and getting a big chunk yardage.
3rd and 6, 4:57, third quarter. Single wing look here for the Tigers. It'll be a little jet sweep counter. No chance on that. Actually had a chance. Had a chance to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Another strip opportunity, but give credit to number 10, Cortez, on a strong run, and that'll be a first down. Just poor tackling by the Cashion Wildcats.
You know, we talk about not having Preston Cotter out there and Camden Maroney. It's not only the fact that they're some of our older kids, leaders out there on the team, but, man, the depth, right? Going against an offense like this, when you don't have kids that you can get fresh legs in there, when you're going against a running team that's going to run and pound every single play, those front line kids that have been in there play after play after play get wore down, and you've kind of seen it a couple times missing tackles. That one there, they didn't miss a tackle.
No. So Fabian Corral on the freshman on the carry. Comes in, gets about 2 or 3 yards. I think that was, we'll give credit to Joey Wilson and Aiden Williams on the tackle, and maybe Juicy Martinez. So good work there by the interior line for a short gain. Looks like Corral will check back out. Coming back in will be Scott, as well as I think it's 38.
Yep, 38.
Lorenzo Gomez. So again, running quite a bit of clock here, moving the ball all the way down to the 35. 2nd and 8, 3:44 left here in the third quarter. Power right look. Cashion coming up with 5-6 guys on the line. Keeper rolling out. Scott back to pass. Pressure's on by Burke. Hit! Big hit! Goodness gracious. Joey Wilson says, hello. Hello, Mr. Scott.
Wow. I mean, right there. I mean, if you're rolling out that way. You see Joey Wilson come in that hot. Give it a pump fake, something. I don't think Joey would have bid on the pump fake there, though. He was coming in ready to make a tackle. And right there, Joey did a great job getting through the line, getting pressure on him, and just completely destroying him as he was throwing the ball, and really gave him no chance to get the ball down the field to make a play there for the Tigers.
Yeah, Ben Scott, give credit to him for standing, basically out there, putting himself out in harm's way. Got the pass off, didn't take the sack. Power right look again here. Keeper by Scott. He'll go back to the middle. He's met in the hole by Bryce Burke, along with number 18, Seth Gilbert. So good work there by sophomore and a junior. And I'll bring up 4th down at about 6 here. Not decision time for Fawcett, as number 2 for the Tigers, Aiden Alvarado, checks back in. Going out will be Ben Scott, as well as number 24. That is Christian Jaquez. I'll get this right. I don't know.
We'll eventually get it.
Thank you.
I think you're doing a great job.
I think you are too.
I just say the number.
And that's hard for me to see. So 4th down and 6, 2:58, third quarter. Looks like we're breaking huddle with a bunch of extra guys here. Let's see what happens as we have that wishbone look again as number 2, the freshman, under center. Looks like Coach Fawcett will have to call a timeout as the play clock was reaching 0. So with that, 2:47, the Cashion Wildcats here on Squirtle TV. Cashion Wildcats TV Game of the Week, hanging on to a 27-7 lead. We'll go to commercial. Be right back. Welcome back. 4th down, 4th and 6. Cashion needs to bow up, get the stop. Tigers back to pass. It's Corral, right side. He's got a chance. He actually throws it, and it's dropped. If he would have kept it, that would have been an easy first down, as Joey Wilson was pursued. Intended receiver was number 16, I believe. That was Andrew Scott, and that would be a turnover of downs as the Cashion Wildcats again bend, don't break, and take over at the 34.
Yeah, and that number 2 right there is the freshman. They brought him in and maybe just wanted to throw him off, didn't think they were going to run it or throw it there. Put it out there to throw it. That kid right there, as he grows and becomes a more seasoned player out there on the varsity level, yeah, he's going to pull that down, just go get the first down and be able to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, it was a good throw. It was on the hands.
Yeah.
I mean, Manning was in pursuit in coverage. So Cashion takes over, 1st and 10 from the 33. 2:42 left here, third quarter. Little bunch formation here on the short side. Little screen of Manning. Let's see if he can get a block. Gilbert's with the first block. Cuts back in. Manning cuts back inside. Drags the pile forward. Nice work there by Manning. Getting all the way out to about, looks like the 42-yard line. Will bring up 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, Manning does such a good job of just making the first guy miss, going to get as many yards as he can, and that time
really just lowering his head and getting some.
Do what?
I said really just lowering his head, not dancing around once he's got that open space, and just goes and gets some yards.
So Cashion on the short side has that bunch. Nobody to the right. Lagasse by himself out wide. Looks like a little. So nice work there by the D lineman, reading the eyes of Ben Harmon, seeing that slant, or that, in essence, yes, that slant coming across the middle. And the intended receiver was Lagasse on that. Falls to the ground. I'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, they say they coach you. You're not going to get to the quarterback. See what he's doing back there, and if he's going back to throw it, jump up and get as high as you can, and that time just knocked it down.
Now Bobby with the ball will get across the first down marker. So Nababi's been good there on third down for the Cashion Wildcats, and that'll be first down and 10 from the 45. 2:02 left here in the third quarter. Appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. It's Neiman Nababi, Chris Gibson, and Drew Baker. Cashion staying in that bunch formation here with Gilbert, Manning, and Vandruff. Legas out by himself. Nababi to the right of Harmon. Looks like a little meerkat getting a call here from Coach. 20 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. Snap, little screen again to Manning out in front. Catch at the 45. Steps out of bounds right around the, looks like the 47. Gain of about 2. Right idea there. Obviously setting something up here for the Wildcats.
That's what I'm thinking. You see a play like that. For one, Mason Manning could probably bust that and go to the house. But let's see if he doesn't set that up for something later on.
I would love that hitch look to Legas, but not do it, but have Nababi go out in the flats and catch that one as everyone draws to the middle. 2x2. Actually, Jackson Vandruff in the H-back position. Harmon, Keat looking to go to Legas, back shoulder with the catch. Out of bounds. That was absolutely perfect.
Wow. And I think that's what he was trying to do earlier in the game, was throw that back shoulder. And, man, like you said, you couldn't have thrown that throw any better, because it just went right on the backside of the defender because he was covered. But where he threw that, it gave Landon the only chance to catch that ball, and he put his hands down there, caught it, got the big first down.
Talk about a perfect catch by Landon, too. Almost reached around behind him to grab that ball.
Empty backfield, 3x2 here. Little press coverage here for the Tigers. Number 10, it looks like Cortez is the single safety back. Harmon in shotgun. Actually, now they pull back that safety. Looking left side. Pulls up. We're going to get a holding call. Harmon will keep it. Just go down, son. He'll flip it out. Nice toss to Legas. Legas will get to the stick. It won't count, but an absolutely beauty ball right over the shoulder of the covering DB. Unfortunately, it will come back, but that was a great play, individual play there by Harmon. So we'll be holding. It'll be a spot foul right around the 47 of the Tigers. That one will be stepped off, another 10 from that spot. So we're back in Cashion territory. And if there was ever a second or first and long call, this is it right here. Double sticks by about 100.
Well, let's see if they don't do something that, we were talking about setting up a play. Let's see if they don't try to pull something out of the hat here to get a big gain on first down.
So Cashion staying in that quad look, empty backfield, Legas by himself out left. Harmon in shotgun. Again, the Tigers staying in that two safety look. Back to pass is Harmon, a little out to Legas, and that'll go for nothing. So little throwaway play there, and looks like it will be a gain of nothing. So no gain there on that pass. It'll bring up second down and 29.
I think he's just trying to get the ball out there to Landon in some space and try to see if he can make somebody miss. But when you have that safety right over the top, you'd like to see something else.
Manning on the edge to the 50, 45, cut back in, yes sir, to the 30, 25, when we hit out of bounds. Great play, great blocking. I love the vision of number 16, the senior, as we convert second and 29 into first and 10. Cashion Wildcats first down.
Hopefully y'all can see that play. That was a great job by Mason Manning. I had it on the field camera, but maybe you could see, he had a great job, did a great job of just looking down the field, getting to the edge, and then having a great cutback to get those extra yards.
And I appreciate about that, Manning definitely in this game is looking for that extra yardage.
Absolutely.
So two up top. We've got Gavin Phippen who's checked in.
Always nice to see Gavin coming back in.
Coming in for Manning. Nababi to the right. Looks like we've got Nababi on a wheel. Harmon looked at it. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to keep it wisely to the 15 to 10. Looking for a block. Out of bounds. Nice work by Ben Harmon, tucking and running. And we're definitely in pay territory as Cashion Wildcats take over first down, first and goal from the 6.
Yeah, right there. Just a good job by Ben again. Just pull it down, get those big yards, and it set us up down here. First down and goal from the 5. Another great chance to get in the end zone for the Wildcats.
Getting to Nababi. He's got a big hole. Doesn't take it. Decides to go outside. Pulls forward. That'll be a touchdown. 6-yard run. Senior Nick Nababi is second of the game. And the Cashion Wildcats are pulling away 33-7.
Yep, that time just the boys up front, even without having Camden Maroney and Preston Carter in the game. The big boys up front, that next man up mentality have done a great job of really giving us the guys the running lanes here in the second half.
Nick had his choice. He had the 2-hole and the 4-hole. Decided to stretch out even a little bit more. And Bobby on the hold. Hogan with the kick. It's up. It's good. Bryson Hogan with the extra point. Nice work there by my man, going looks like 5 for 6 on the night.
Yep.
Or actually 6 for 7. I apologize. I can do math. And the Cashion Wildcats go up 34-7 with 40.2 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Some score updates from around Class A going on tonight. OCA is beating Crescent 28-14 in the fourth quarter. Morrison beating Pawnee 48-20 in the third quarter. Go down to Ringling beating Dibble 37-0. Ringling's been doing that to almost all their opponents so far. Hooker undefeated, beating Texoma 32-0. Go down to Thomas Merritt, who we played earlier in the year, is beating Merritt 14-12 in the third quarter. And we'll move on to Tonkawa-Hinton, which is a big game this week, especially for our district. Tonkawa is beating Hinton 21-14 in the fourth quarter.
Interesting. Hinton coming back.
Hinton coming back a little bit. Minko losing to Mangum 7-20 in the fourth quarter.
I got a warm spot for Minko. I don't know. I shouldn't, right? I mean, we've had some pretty good games. I just really respect them. And
yeah, absolutely.
And really enjoyed their fans, interactions with them. They're another Squirtle family school.
Yep. Their coach and their coaching staff and everybody were fantastic when I called them at the beginning of the game that week and tried to get some questions from them. So absolutely fantastic people over there.
We got a Chandler Christian sighting. So the sophomore with the kick. Nice little pooch
nice
there.
One.
That one will land right around the 20. Come back. Tried a little fake handoff as number 1 Corrals. He gets a chance to cut the outside. He will get the edge. Bryce Burke, poor tackling. Don't see that from Jake Branson very often. As number 1 Mendez gets the edge, and that'll be first down and 10. Another great set of field position for the Tigers as they start their third possession of the half.
Chris and I's favorite thing right there, high up arm tackling, the most favorite thing we love in all the games so far.
Yeah, just got to come in and really finish tackles. Like you said, you don't see that from Jake very often. He usually is a pretty sure tackler, comes in hard and goes is always a really good form tackler. At that time, just kind of came up high with that misdirection and let him get those extra yards. But a great job by Bryce Burke to get the kid out of bounds before he got any big yards.
Cashing that 4-4 set, keeper straight up to the one back. Immediately met there by Nick Nabavi. Dragon, nice work, nice strong work there. You needed that gang tackle, and it happened a little too late. That's a big gain there for number, is that number 38? Or?
That'd be 38. Yep. Oh, wait. I'm going to say 38.
Yeah, 38, Lorenzo Gomez, the junior. So 2nd and 3, and that definitely, it looks like, I say definitely, it looks like it will be the end of the third quarter with about 2 seconds left. So your Cashion Wildcats, as they get their 4 fingers up and get ready for the fourth quarter lead here, 34-7. A couple touchdowns here in the third quarter for the Cashion Wildcats, a couple stops. And we'll move to fourth quarter play here soon. Chris, any comments before we go to commercial?
A lot better focus, a lot better attention to detail in this second half, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and just coming out and really just marching down the field like the Wildcats can. Defensively, just really coming up big, even when the kids are getting tired, making good stops. They're getting a little movement. Ulysses has driven the ball a little bit, but overall the kids are flying to the football. We've seen a few arm tackles, but for the most part, coming in making good sure tackles. We've seen some big hits tonight.
Absolutely.
And I want to continue to see that into the fourth quarter.
By Mason, Joey, Jackson, Nick.
Nick on that sideline.
Nick on that sideline, sending that kid to another universe for a minute.
All right. So, and give credit to the Tigers. I mean, they're not small. They're not tiny kids.
No,
Again,
this
is a 4A school, 560 some odd kids in their enrollment, quadruple the size of Cashion. Second and short, little inside give. It's going to be caught right at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there. Let's see who comes up there. Is that Bryce Burke, the sophomore? We've called his name quite a bit tonight. Filling that A gap. And it looks like that'll be a loss of 1, and I'll bring up 3rd down and 3 here for the Tigers. Definitely Coach Fawcett. This is 4-down territory, I imagine.
Yeah, with it being 34-7 now, earlier in the game he punted, if it would have been me and knowing what the Cashion Wildcats can do, I would keep, the ball in my kids' hands
for as long as you can.
Try to get that first down. But here, definitely going to have to go ahead and let them jump, get the first down easy.
So Joey Wilson, we've called his name quite a bit tonight. This is not the way I know that Chad wants it called, but it'll be an offsides for the Cashion Wildcats. That'll be a free 5 and a first down. So it'll be the Tigers right around the 49 or 48 3/4, right around the Ranger logo there here in Northwest OSU, Ranger Stadium. Actually, yes, it is.
Yep.
Ranger Stadium, yes.
Hey, state national championships in
right.
1999 you talked about.
Cortez on the basically the reverse, in essence. I guess that's what we'll call it. It's not a jet sweep, but a nice little run there by number 10. We've called Evan Cortez's name quite a bit.
Chris, what was that factoid we were doing on a commercial? The state champion or the national champion team of '99, the head coach.
Yeah, the head Brandon Cotter sent me this. Shannon, his wife's dad, was telling her that in 1999, Northwestern was the national champion. The head coach at the time was Tim Albin from Woodward, and he is now the head coach at Ohio University.
The Bobcats.
So, little.
Say the Bobcats.
The Bobcats.
The Bobcats.
Northwestern trivia right there for you, ladies and gentlemen.
We bring it from all edges. It's what you get here on the Game of the Week from the Homer crew here at Cashion Wildcats TV. So thanks for bringing that. Give credit there to Caleb Duran, the freshman, spelling Nick Nababi, doing great work. Little counter right side. Missed tackle there. Branson was there on the spot. Gavin Phippen eventually with the tackle. We've called Branson's name. He's been everywhere, and that was a spot where I think maybe he just lost the running back for a second, but it'll be a short gain. He did his job to cut him back inside. Yep. Gavin Phippen there with the cleanup. It'll be third down and long.
Yeah, that's one thing you want to see is where the depth is, right? Because we have some kids that are injured, and we're getting a little more healthy, and I think next week we'll be hitting, the stride going against Tonkawa. But you see Jake Branson coming in tonight and filling a big role and really showing out. That's something that gives you, as a Wildcat fan, a lot of confidence going forward into the playoffs.
Yep, absolutely. So great job there on the edge there for Ben Scott, the senior running back. He does get the first down. Looks like that will be spotted right around the 27-yard line. So give credit here to the Tigers as they've been moving the ball here, starting on their own 37. First and 10. Little keeper there inside by number 25. And looks like Corral is corralled up there for a short gain. And actually gets about 3. That's a very nice spot there for the Tigers.
Forward progress, right?
Chris, you touched on it a little bit, getting to see Jake Branson, some other newer faces out there. Tommy Branson out there starting too.
Yep, has done a great job.
It seems like forever ago, but we've been fortunate enough. We've had some pretty high-scoring games at the beginning of the season to get some of these younger guys to come in, which is always nice here later in the season against some decent opponents that those younger guys that played really hard for us back then, get to come in and really contribute to some of the starting minutes here in the game.
8:58, fourth quarter. 2nd and 7, keeper by 25. Keeper back in the middle. Nice cutback. Manning with the tackle, eventually wrapped up there by a few other Cashion Wildcats, but not after a healthy gain. Nice work by 25, the freshman, Fabian Corral. And looks like it'll be very close. Are they going to give him the first down? They will. They'll give him the first down. So give credit there for Kai Gilbert. Get some minutes here. He'll check back out as Gavin Phippen comes in at corner.
Yeah, like you said, there was a great cutback there. I mean, it looked like the Wildcats kind of had him hemmed in, put his foot in the ground, got downhill on a cutback, and got some big yards for the Tigers.
Little give on the sweep to Cortez again. This time he's able to cut through. He got about 15 last time when he ran that. This time he gets about 8. Wildcats were there. Just the pursuit's just not as fast as we'd like. I don't know. Give credit to the Tigers, kind of wearing down the Cashion Wildcats as well. 8:08 here, fourth quarter action, and it will be first and goal. Actually, second and 3 from the 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, Nick did a good job of getting through there. Like you said, that pursuit just wasn't there, and that it wears on you running the ball, going against a running team like this.
He's got a lead blocker, Corral. gets to the 2, swung forward there to the 1. It'll be first down and goal for the Tigers from the 1.
Yeah, definitely need a big turnover here by the Wildcats, man, because they are just kind of marching down, doing what they want with that running game. And on the 1 yard line, we've seen a lot of it tonight and it's almost to a fault because you come in and aren't really focused on the tackle. We've seen kids break tackles where we've seen the Wildcats coming in trying to knock the ball out. That's all well and good. But first and foremost, you got to make the tackle.
Absolutely. All right, so first and goal from the 1, 7:36 here, fourth quarter. The Tigers are looking to get their first points in the second half. Give to Scott. He'll come up the middle. He stopped. Nice job there. He's still trying to reach. If they can knock the ball loose, that'll be a fumble. And they won't give him forward progress. I don't know who was the human missile there for the Cashion Wildcats underneath. There's a few guys. I'm going to guess Jackson Vandruff. He's one of them. Bryce Burke,
yep.
And holding up the Ben Scott, who gets it basically 2 inches from the goal line. That was another great spot there for the Tigers. Would have loved for the Cashion Wildcats to bop that ball out of his hands as he was trying to reach for the end zone. So we've got number 2 in at quarterback at the 1 spot. Actually, it'll go right to number 31, Carmelo Orozco, and that'll be a 1 yard touchdown for the Tigers as they get on the board. First time since the first quarter.
Yeah, and that drive there was just after we went up and scored that touchdown to put up 34-7, the Cashion Wildcat defense is just looked tired out there on that drive. And I don't know if it was more of being tired or, hey, we've kind of got this game in control. But when you're out there on the field, you want to compete. I guarantee you Coach Wood is not happy with letting them get in the end zone right there, and he'll get them fired up in this next possession, see if we can't get in the end zone and then get a big stop.
Jackson Vandruff on the reverse there to number 2, or the counter. I don't know how you want to call it here on the single wing. That was the stop there for the Cashion Wildcats. 2-point conversion is not good as Aiden Alvarado is stopped for a tackle for loss. And we have a score 34-20. What was that Sharpie number?
34-21. Yep.
That's gracious. Actually, it's at 34-13. My apologies.
34-13, yep.
My bad. I was thinking ahead. So 2-point conversion is not good. The Cashion Wildcats maintain a 21-point lead here going deep into the fourth quarter. 6:49 left. Appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. Game of the week here for Squirtle. Squirtle.com, Squirtle.tv. Love all our great friends there. Adam Dieselhorst, Corey Rogers, the whole bunch. Tom and Todd. They do a great job. Tom and Todd taking the weekend off, allowing us to kind of step in, along with another great Squirtle team with the Garber Wolverines. Passed through Garber on our way out here to Alva, Oklahoma.
We passed through a lot of little Oklahoma towns. We got to see some Friday night lights on the way up here. You know, they had their field ready. Where was it that we went by and we were impressed with their football field?
Oh, no, it was start with the Cardinals. Start with an M. Oh, my goodness. We'll get it here in a second.
But it was fun driving through some of those smaller towns in Oklahoma and seeing the towns being prepared for Friday night lights and the excitement that football brings in Oklahoma on a Friday night.
Everybody. 6:49, fourth quarter. Cashion looking for the onside kick. Nathan Ababi, the sophomore, is deep. He's the lone setback right around the, looks like the 18-yard line. Looks like we do have the whistle. It will be a pooch onside. Ball is loose. Falling on it is Seth Gilbert. Came off his shoulder. He wisely and nicely comes back to get it. Looks like Mason Manning was there to help, and it'll be Cashion Wildcat football. Their best possession, field possession of the game, right around the 42.
Medford,
that's what it was.
Medford Cardinals.
So Cashion taking over their 8th possession of the game. They've scored on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 7 possessions. Had a turnover of downs and an interception, the lone turnover of the night. Cashion come back out with a tight end H-back set there with Jackson Vandruff. Double up top. We've got Mason Manning all by himself down here lonely. Giving to Bobby. Staying patient. Churns and burns. Gets all the way around. Looks like the 47-yard line. That'll be a nice 5 or 6 yard gain there for the senior.
And I wouldn't mind seeing us run the ball every single play on this possession and just run the clock all the way down to 0, march down the field with the legs of Nick Nabavi and Ben Harmon, maybe throw Jake Branson in there, get him a few runs, and just really burn this clock and finish this game out.
Running clock, 6:15. Cashion going to use every bit of the play clock down to 12. Harmon staring at it. He'll take the ball. He'll keep it. Looking for the slants to Manning to the 35-30. Down to 25. He goes down, and just like that, Coach Shackelford says, "You're not in my head, fellas."
You are not in my head. I'm never in Shaq's head. Never fails. I'll say something, and Shaq says, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what Chris Gibson just said. And just a big play right there for the Wildcats. Ben put another one right on the money. Mason Manning with another great route.
Yes.
And just catch and get that huge yardage for the Cashion Wildcats. Got them all the way down to the 24-yard line.
I don't know what game it's going to be, but one of these games, Mason's going to have a bunch of touchdowns. Not one of them is going to get called back. I can feel it. One of these games, it's going to happen.
Or step out of bounds on the
Or
two.
step out of bounds. I mean, I feel it. It's coming.
All right, the Cashion Wildcats looks like they're going to call a timeout as the play clock went down to 1, so Ben Harmon wisely calls it. I guess maybe Shaq was like, I don't care. So we'll go to timeout here as the Cashion Wildcats are looking to move the ball up 34-13. Be back at CWTV.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Welcome back, CWTV. Fourth quarter action. Cashion Wildcats up 34-13, driving inside the 25-yard line of the Ulysses Tigers here. 5:33 again, fourth quarter action. Nabavi, Vandruff, double back set. Motion is Lagasse. Let's see what happens here. A little jet sweep. We're going to get a couple blocks here. Nabavi seals off the outside. Lagasse will fall forward to the 20. It'll be a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Nice tackle there by number 33, Brennan Vager of the Tigers. He's been all over the place for them. And that'll bring up second down and we'll give it about 6.
I saw Landon kind of move that ball to that outside hand, and I thought he was about to pull it up and throw one for the end zone there, but he was just moving the ball from one hand to the other. And but just another big 4-yard gain there for the Cashion Wildcats, and that jet sweep is something we're probably going to see going forward, just to get those wide receivers moving around and changing up some coverages.
2nd and 6, give to Nabavi. He's looking for a lane, stays patient, cuts back out to his right, falls forward into the inside the 10. It'll be first down and goal for the Cashion Wildcats as Nabavi gets about 7. And with 4:46 left, this may be it. This is all she writes for the Ulysses Tigers.
Little quick update on the Squirtle group and our Pay Dirt group. Tonkawa will beat Hinton 33-14. So next week at Cashion, Tonkawa and Cashion will fight it out for the district championship.
Be a good one. I'm ready.
It will be a good
Big
one.
Ben over there.
Yeah, Big Ben there with the Bull 104.7 in Ponca. He's a good friend to the Cashion Wildcats group. I remember meeting him at the game last year. All right, so the Cashion Wildcats staring at a 1st and 10, or 1st and goal, I should say, from the 10. 4:12 here in the fourth quarter. Got Vandruff in that H-back position. We have a flag here. Is that delayed
Time
game?
clock. Yep.
Oh, goodness. Out of a timeout, how does that happen? Is this a deal where Shaq is just trying to get more yards offensively?
So let's move back. Let's get another 15 instead of 10.
Maybe he just doesn't want the safeties to suck in and take away some routes. I don't know. So nonetheless, it's 2nd and 15 on a delay of game. Harmon with the give to Nabavi. He'll cut back inside. He breaks one tackle, carrying about 14 other Ulysses Tigers. He'll get right about down to the 11. So he'll get about 4 of that 5-yard penalty back, and that'll bring out 2nd down and goal from the 11.
Yeah, Nick is just a kid that is going to give it his all every down, and right there you see that was a good, really hard fought. 4 yards there, and the boys up front are still blocking hard, and maybe backed him up. Just give Nick another 5 yards there, but Yeah, he's going to burn that time clock all the way down every single time the rest of this game just to get this game moving and over with.
Let's get home, boys. 5 seconds on the play clock. Harmon in shotgun. Snap, give it to Bobby. Actually, a keeper slant into the gas. It's bobbled. It'll be a flag. Looks like we'll have another holding call. And it'll be declined, most likely by Coach Fawcett. In and out of the hands of Lagasse. It wouldn't have counted even if he caught it. Let's see, we'll get the official word here. It looks like Coach or the referee will go over to Coach Fawcett and ask him what he wants to do.
Speaking of Coach Fawcett, I always do a huge shout-out. It's always awesome when I get when the opposing team coaches either email, phone call, text, or whatever else get to talk about the game coming up this week. It really makes it a good pregame show for us. So, again, huge thanks to Coach Fawcett and his insights on the game this week and for taking the time out of his busy week of practice to have time to talk with me about the game.
Well, you just have that effect on people, Drew. They just want to talk to you.
What was that call right there? Illegal man downfield?
I can see that, yeah.
They declined it, though.
Yeah, that should have been offsides right there, but nonetheless. It is 3rd down and goal from the 11. Nabavi in the deep pistol behind Harmon. Snap. Looking across the middle. Lagasse was open for a second, rolling right, looking for Lagasse in the corner. Up top, a little too high there for the 6'3", 6'4" monster, and that'll go out of bounds. Good spot there for Harmon. I liked it, but we'll bring up 4th down on the incompletion. Has Ben had a lot of incompletions tonight? Let me take a look. I think maybe that's his first of the second half. I know he had that drop by Nick on 4th down.
He had one incompletion in the first half. Remember, I think he was trying to throw that back shoulder to Lagasse, and then that's the only other completion I can really think of for the whole game.
Yeah, so Ben Harmon rolling the team out here. 4th and 11, 9 seconds on the play clock. Again, clock stop here with 3:14. Fourth quarter action. Cashion looking to add an extra here from the 11. Harmon swing to Nabavi. A little bit too deep. I think Nabavi, if he would have kept running, would have had that. Wasn't a little miscommunication between the two BFFs. And that'll be a turnover of downs as the Cashion Wildcats work it all the way down the 11. It'll be 1st down and 10. For the Ulysses Tigers, right around, again, the 11-yard line.
Correction, earlier I said that Cashion would be playing Tonkawa at Cashion next week for the district championship. That is wrong. We will be playing at Tonkawa for the district championship. That, of course, is the Cashion Wildcats and Tonkawa next Friday.
All right. So we got some younger guys checking in here for the last bit of play. We got Nathan Nabavi in at corner, number 1. We've got Max Higdon, freshman, at safety. Is that that may be a Creed Kastner sighting as well? That's run inside. Nice work there was that number 15? Was that Tanner Dean? 14. So Max Higdon, the freshman, coming in with the tackle. That was Tanner Dean at the other safety. We've got Jake Branson. We've got number 55 for the Cashion Wildcats, Dagan Lloyd, the freshman, in there. 54, Ryan Yandel. Love seeing Ryan out there. As well as Titus Davis right there, number 26?
Looks like it,
I believe so.
All right, Caleb Durant, freshman, out there. Nick Jolliffe checking in at freshman. I apologize, sophomore at middle linebacker. And number 53, that's Matthew Stockton. Stockton family, a big Casa football family here.
They are.
Family here in town.
Daryl Stockton does a great job of kind of running that whole thing and coaching the 5th and 6th grade kids.
Little sweep out there by Corral, going out to the right. Cuts back inside. Nice closing off of the edge. Looks like we've got Nick Jolliffe on the tackle. Caleb Duran. That'll be close to a 1st down there for number 2. That is Alvarado, freshman. So he'll check back out. 2:10, 2:09 running clock, 4th quarter. Let's see if the young guys can hold, bend, but maybe don't break. Ball's on the ground. He should be down. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Thank you. You can get that whistle out. So number 12 there, that's Aaron Gallegos, running back junior, gets the ball. Actually, a tough snap for him to grab. And that'll bring up 1st down and long. Again, running clock, 1:43.
It's 2nd down, won't it?
I guess it is 2nd down. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, 2nd and long, 2nd and 13. Thank you, Chris.
Do what I can.
4-4. Another loose ball. Caleb Duran has a chance. Nathan Ababi was out there as well, trying to see if they can't scoop and score. Love the hustle there by Duran. And that was number 15 for the Tigers. Andrew Scott, senior, coming in there to get a little action. He'll check back out. He says, Coach, that was my chance.
With the clock winding down a little bit, this week after the game, since the old Cashion Knights have a little over a 2-hour drive back, we're going to not have the post-game interview with head coach Lynn Shackelford at the end of the game, but that'll resume next week with the Tonkawa game, hopefully.
So keeper there by number 30. Was that 33? I think that was. It may have been 32, but we'll go with 33, Brennan Vager. The senior gets about 7 yards or so, and he'll bring up 4th down and long. Let's see if the Cashion Youngins can hold on. Max Higdon giving Caleb Duran a little love there. Love seeing that with these guys. This is the future of Cashion.
Back the old secondary up and say just don't let anybody behind you and finish this game out strong.
You think Fawcett's going to throw it here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Try to get one on the board, man. Look at them. Telling you.
Yeah, you're right. So they split out 2 by 2. We've seen this formation.
We need a touchdown and an extra point here. I mean, a 2-point conversion.
No, we don't. Little hitch post there. Catch is made by number 10. Eventually goes down. I see Nathan Abadi sighting in there, as well as Jolliffe. And looks like, who else? I want to get some names called out here. That was number 22, Jake Branson. So the catch by number 10 for the Tigers. Another pass underway going across the middle. That one's going to go over the head, the extension there of number 1. And that will be it as the Cashion Wildcats move to 7-1 with a 34-13 victory over the visiting Ulysses Tigers. The Tigers move to 2-5 as they meet in first half. And we appreciate you guys joining us here on the Squirtle Game of the Week here, produced by Cashion Wildcats TV. I'm going to be heading out. Definitely from a standpoint, I guess we're not going to have any post-game interview at all.
We kind of do a little rundown of the game.
So we'll go to a quick commercial. I'll give my goodbyes and my adieus. We'll catch you guys next week. We'll hand the mic over to my man Chris Gibson and Drew Baker. But we appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. Hang tight. A really quick breakdown. We'll be right back in a sec.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC. Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
Our world is changing, but one thing is the same. We're here for you. In these uncertain times, take comfort in knowing that modern women of America is built for this. We are built to handle uncertainties, and we've weathered many in the past 137 years, including world wars, disease outbreaks, depressions, and recessions. You may have concerns about your financial plan, but you can also have peace of mind. You got this, because you have us.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Woody, and I want to help you or a loved one navigate your way through understanding Medicare. It's hard getting questions answered when you don't know who to call or trust. I am local and appointed with all the insurance carriers in Oklahoma. You can trust me to help you apply for Medicare, make the right decisions based on your current financial and healthcare needs, and feel confident about your future. Act quickly. Annual enrollment period is October 15th to December 7th. Call Stephanie Woody, that's me, at 405-830-4966 to set up an appointment.
Kyle and Gina Van Druff have the answers to all your real estate and insurance needs. These guys will have you covered in a one-stop shopping experience. They are local agents, local supporters, and active in the Cashion community. They are also proud parents of past and present Cashion students.
We're back with a little Cashion, a little quicker version of the Cashion post game, since we all have about a little over 2-hour drive back to God's country of Cashion, America. Chris, just kind of final thoughts on the game. Before we get to that, Lane had just came in and mentioned we were mentioning alumni at halftime. Jason Robinson alumni, and Vince Folks, also alumni of
Northwestern.
So, yeah,
nice.
just reeling them in there.
Yes. Yeah, just looking at some of the stats here, Ben Harmon went 16 for 22. I thought he only had about a couple incompletions, but he had went 16 for 22, still a great night, 312 yards. With 3 TDs. Running the ball tonight, we had Nick Nabavi with 21 carries for 111 yards. That's the average of that 5 yards a carry. He's kind of been averaging around 6 or 7 for the year. So he just keeps adding up those, stacking up those rush yards. And then Ben had 4 carries for 71 yards. He had some big carries tonight.
Really big carries, big hits.
Yeah. So. Mason Manning led the Wildcats in receptions tonight. Well, actually, Mason and Landon both had 7 catches, but Manning had total yards tonight, 158 yards and 2 TDs. Landon had 7 catches with 137 yards and 1 touchdown. So a good night overall for the offense for the Cashion Wildcats, and they did do a good job of coming out and focusing, getting on the board early, and getting up big early. 14-0. We had a little bit of a lapse in the defense that first quarter, but after that it was pretty much shut down defense from the Cashion Wildcats. Good job overall from the Wildcats coming up here a long distance staying focused and doing what they're supposed to do.
I'm glad you touched on the defensive deal, just because the long walk from the field up here and then everybody trying to get back home, we decided not to do the full post-game interview with head coach Lynn Shackelford. But he just kind of texted me some thoughts after the game. He thought they played really good in the second half on defense, not letting anything by him, just really solid up front. He thought that we're still dealing with the issue of too many self-inflicted wounds, whether that be penalties, whether that be misalignments or mistakes or whatever else like that. So, I mean, other than that, he felt like the game went pretty well. But, I mean, the self-inflicted wounds have to stop, and obviously he thought we did really good on defense.
Yeah, no doubt. This is one of those games we talked about where it's like, should we play, should we not? This is a good game to just kind of get rolling, get that offense really working going into next week, and then seeing a run game that we're going to see that we saw tonight. It's going to help us get ready for that run game that Tonkawa has. That's kind of what their bread and butter is running. They have 2 running backs that are really good up there, and a quarterback that can, if they need to, throw it down the field a little bit. And so tonight, good game overall. I think everybody stayed pretty healthy. I think Preston Cotter had a little bit of a
concussion protocol.
Banged his head a little bit, but it's just more of a protocol thing, I think, and not playing the second half. So you can be ready for next week.
Absolutely.
So with that, anything else? Just wrapping it up, Drew?
No, I mean, like we said, we're 2.5 hours away from home, but I saw Mr. Shank and our high school principal, Sammy Jackson, of course, and Miss Carnes with the all of the technology stuff here at the game. So always nice to have everybody that comes out and supports this whole operation. But other than that, nope, I think it was, a win's a win, and on to next week with that game in Tonkawa.
And we will head home, and then Little League has to be at Newkirk about 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to jump on the road and head back and get a little bit of sleep before we go play some more football in the morning.
Hey, there you go.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Great job, Drew. For Nima, he already bounced out. He's got an early flight in the morning. And for all the Cashion Wildcat TV crew, thanks for tuning in. God bless and go Cats.